think we're gonna name him. Let's name him. What do you think about
Where the fuck I am?
Decisions here.
Where the fuck I am?
Shroud off. What about Littler? No? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My voice changed. Okay, let's do... I like shrimp. Too far? Did I take that one too far? I'm sorry. Alright. Okay. You can move west. Yes, I know this. Basic movement complete. Wait, what? Oh, my hair? I think he looks good. Let's see how different this game is from the last time I played it. Let me mess around with some settings here. Holy fuck. Okay, system settings. No, I don't really care for graphics. I want interface, maybe? Here we go. Okay, that's way too slow. Alright. What's the plan here? What are we doing? Oh, I gotta eat my baguette. Say no more. Oh, this is the different part. This chain thing is totally different from yes, this looks very different. It's kind of cool, I guess. Non-change skill. What? Quite a name. Don't worry, I'm just going through some stuff here. What the? This is weird. This is so weird. I need to turn this fucking music down or off. It's pissing me off. Okay. Whoops. Alright, so we're... Attach Fury Tactics. What the fuck is Fury Tactics? Am I blind? What is gem conversion? Okay. Am I... Where's Fury Tactics? Am I blind?
Where's the fuck I am?
Oh, these are like the different stances. I know there's stances. Interesting. Fury Tactic is your point. Oh, is that what that means? Wait, what? Are you sure that's what that means? Bro, this is something. I'm overwhelmed here. Looking at these fucking skill trees and shit. Is there interface scaling? I don't know. Probably. I hope so. Let's see. Uh-oh. There's no interface scaling. Yeah, I don't like the interface either. I wish I could make it smaller. There's gotta be some scaling on interface. Right? I don't think there is. R.I.P. Shut up, music. No, you're unable to change the interface at all. That's good.
Where the fuck I am?
They said you can't change the UI. Okay. You're already using this tactic. Thanks.
Where the fuck I am?
Thanks, man. I know this.
Where the fuck I am?
I'm seriously so confused. This is not PUBG. Yeah, you know, what just happened? Why did that just open? I didn't even press. Okay. All right, game.
Where the fuck I am?
Can't use that.
2 chains.
Where the fuck I am?
Look at the cash shop. Is there even a cash shop?
Channel switched. Sound microphone activated.
No cash shop. Oh, there is, but you can't actually use it yet.
Where the fuck I am?
Bro! Why am I not understanding this? Why is this so confusing? I'm gonna fucking yell. Loud. Okay, that doesn't, okay. I don't know what that did for me.
Target went out of range.
How did I just swap that? Oh, I see. Hold on. And okay, that's how you can swap.
Where the fuck I am? Where the fuck I am?
So literally what they were saying, okay. What was worded was not actually what you're supposed to do. That's good. That's good. Okay. That's good. It's real sick. Real great instructions.
You can't use that.
Where the fuck I am? Where the fuck I am?
When can I use this skill?
Where the fuck I am? Where the fuck I am?
Call Jesset to translate. Nice. Oh, they probably just translated this like real casual, you know?
Where the fuck I am?
What is that? Don't know. Gas mask, thank you.
You can't use that.
Did I fuck up? I need another demon. Can I get another demon, please? Can you spawn me a demon?
You can't use that.
This combo shit's kind of interesting. What the? Brother. Oh my. Okay. Alright, hold on. I was not expecting this. I was fucking. Don't come at me. Oh, you're supposed to die. I see. I was like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to fight this thing right now? I'm not reading any of your shit.
Yeah. Good job.
Roger that. 10-4. Captain.
Yeah.
You're supposed to die. I'm supposed to teach you how to resurrect, I guess. That's a weird tutorial. But hey, I guess I got it.
It'll be done in no time. Ah, you woke up.
Oh my god.
We are approaching the new continent.
My character.
Was quite surprised to find you there. I didn't expect to see anyone alive.
My character, dude.
What swarm of beetles is approaching from the right side?
Don't worry, dude.
Don't worry.
We got it. Fuck a beetle. Curses. Curses. We're in trouble. Oh, come on, bro. These beetles are weak as shit. Curses.
You can't use that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ha. Too bad they don't have the assassin class.
This kind of thing happens occasionally. Nobody fights like you do. We are about to arrive in Sen.
I never played one of these little guys when I played Bless fucking so long ago. I played the
You've entered a protected zone.
elf, the human, and the big dude. Or no, not the big dude, just the elf and the human. Oh my god, my frames. Hello?
I see you got here safely.
Oh wow, this is some great frame. Great, that's fine. You know what? We won't worry about it.
It is the best.
Oh hey, Face Bangles, how's it going? There's a lot of people. Hey, we got a lyric in here. That's probably not the real lyric. Could be though. I mean, there's no way. If it was the real lyric, he wouldn't just be. He wouldn't come in a general and just be like, "Hi, hey." I don't like the camera angle, dude, and I don't like the HUD, and I don't like many things. So that's okay. We'll just kind of play through it. See how this game goes. Lyric is playing it. No, I know, but I'm saying that's not actually Lyric. There's no way his name is fucking Lyric.
Hello?
Because I guarantee you someone beat him to the name. Jesus Christ, dude, the FPS. Yikes.
I verified that the Zoe will here. I'll give it.
Are you gonna teach me how to auto run? Click the shoe-shaped icon. Thanks. Yeah, their auto run system is. Actually, this isn't that bad. Because I could use a bathroom right now. Or, yeah, I'll be back as this guy runs. Run, little guy. Wait, what's gonna happen here? Okay. and sorry for any of the issues it may cause. And the causes fucking start out. That's funny. There's so many people playing right now, dude. What? Come on, bro. What's up? What you got?
This is the Hiron protected zone.
Oh, I am high iron. I am high iron. Okay, I did pick high iron. I hope all the streamers are going high iron, okay? The main reason I say this... Actually, never mind. You can go Union. That's fine. Go ahead. This game doesn't look like your style, man. What does that even mean? Look like my style. I'm a man that likes all games. MMOs have been a big part of my life too. So we'll see where this game takes me. I wanna know what the end game is of this game, honestly, because I've played this game, but I never played the end game of it. So now that it's an NA, I want to know the the end game. Market manager, huh? Just like the auction house. Yup. God, the frames are just, they hurt me. I think I'm about to just turn my graphics down to nothing so I get the most frames. Alright, what was I doing here? What was I buying? Foot wraps for beginners. Valorous foot wraps beginners, right? This is what we wanted? Oh, I bought a headband, dude. I'm mad. Where is it? Am I fucking blind? Did that not say foot wrap? This one. I did buy. Okay. I guess I could have just bought all of it, but whatever. It's capped at 62 FPS. The game's capped at 62? What? How do you uncap it? And if I have to restart my game, I am not doing it.
Right.
I am not. Set a recall point. Oh, it's my Hearthstone? Alright. I would like to return here. Yep. Wait, what? Why didn't it? Oh, there we go. The devs have capped it currently. What were they thinking? Capped it at 62? Why do heck? That's ridiculous. That guy's got a cool ass mount. Oh, that's the Founders Pack mount. That mount right there. Hold on, he's too fast. Slow down. That mount right there is the Founders Pack. That one. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little far, but. Who came up with 62 FPS, right? Yeah. Thought that was a good idea. It's teaching me how to. Can I not do that? I don't have enough. Okay.
This is the Hiron protected zone.
You must either find your corpse or talk to the soul capture. There'll be no resurrection after effect if you find it. Okay.
This is the Hiron protected zone.
Why isn't it? It's not letting me. There we go. That was fucking weird. It wasn't letting me. Wasn't letting me move my camera. I was just kind of stuck. Strange. Res me.
So as many of you are probably aware, Bless Online is finally going to be releasing in the West sometime next month. I initially played Bless around 2 years ago at this point and had some rather strong opinions about it, especially with the game's combat. In this video, I want to give you guys a bit of an updated opinion on this game prior to the release, as many things have changed from the version that I played in the past. First of all, let's address the biggest concern most of you have. Will Bless Online be pay to win? And so far the answer we've been given is no. According to Bless's Steam page, the business model is as follows. The game will be released as an early access buy to play title on Steam. There will be an in-game store that offers cosmetic equipment skins, mounts and pets, as well as consumables that give services and boosts. However, nothing on the shop will offer special bonuses that lead to pay to win. Now, when they say consumables that give boosts, I'm a little bit worried as to what that could mean. My assumption would be bonus experience or something. But honestly, we don't really know yet, so there's no point speculating. On the Steam page, you can also see a statement made by the game's executive producer where he says, "I want to address the concerns regarding pay to win in the game. I promise you there will be no pay to win elements in Bless Online. We want players to enjoy the game their own way." In October 2017, when Bless first appeared on Steam, they also said this regarding the game's monetization. "While we are still determining what the right monetization plan is for Bless Online, you can be assured that we've heard everybody's feedback loud and clear to avoid any pay to win elements." At this point you're probably thinking, well, that all sounds very nice, Peon, but do you remember Black Desert Online? They initially said there'd be no pay to win. Even Arcade looked like it'd have no pay to win at one point, and this is a very fair comment to make. However, there's one big difference between Bless Online and these other MMOs that have screwed us in the past. Bless Online is being self-published by the game's developer, whereas Black Desert and Arcade used publishers that simply paid for the rights to release the game in certain regions. Publishers typically have very little control as to what the developers put in a game. An example of this can be seen in a recent Q&A by Arcade's publisher Tryon. When asked if there'd be an Arcade Prime no pay to win version of the game, they said this.
"Why are we not doing Arcade Prime?"
I'm really happy for the Rift team and the great thing that they've pulled off with Prime. I think that's a great approach to games, especially during this year. And it's something that we've wanted for Arcade for a long time. The team and I have had the concept of doing something like that with Arcade for, I'd say, 2.5 years. And it's something that we feel very strongly about and something we'd love to see, something we think would be healthy for the game. It may not work the best in other regions, but I think it would work really well for us. We had a lot of conversations with XL, a lot of negotiation, and what you see is we don't have the final say. XL made the call. We're going with the same progression server that they have, and that's kind of where we're at with it. It's always important to remember that we're a publishing channel, and they're the developer, and they have the final say with that model.
The reason Bless Online's claims about no pay to win should be believed over other games that have made that promise in the past is that with Bless being self-published, NeoWiz have full control over every aspect of the game, including monetization methods. So for now, I think it's completely fine to go into Bless Online expecting there to be no pay to win elements. Whether or not that changes in the future, we'll have to see, but for now, we've got no reason to believe otherwise. When I initially made my first impressions video for Bless around 2 years ago at this point, the major thing I disliked about the game was its combat system. At the time I said it was one of the worst examples of a tab targeting hybrid I'd ever experienced. It was slow, static, clunky, lacked any form of impact, and was enough to completely kill my hype for the game. So what exactly has been done to improve the combat for the Steam version of the game? Well, thankfully the combat for the Steam version of Bless will be completely different to anything we've seen in previous versions. According to this post, Bless will now have rhythmic combat, in which players need to pick 2 stance skills out of a possible 6, and use these skills with some kind of combo system tied to your class's standard abilities. Apparently combat with this system will be more action-packed and challenging.
Надо посмотреть, сколько это все будет стоить.
Like
Что-то брать Founders Edition за 40 евро мне не охота. Хотя там маунты все такое. Ну, игра мне напоминает напоминает Теру очень. Ну, как она выглядит и все остальное. Насчет этого комбата и скиллов. Такой лабиринт, кажется, вот в Блэссе. Да, он платный. Сейчас... Он, типа, модель у них pay to play. С одной стороны, правильно. Хули бесплатно играть.
Players will be able to set a few shortcut icons for some options, but overall locations and sizes of UI are not customizable. This is a bit of a turn-off for me, as the UI in this game is way too big for my liking.
Смотри, Тера была первая в своем роде такая, бестаргетная. Ну, там как бы присутствовал таргет, да? У хилов или у лука, у кого еще. Ну, там, короче, были таргеты. Но там очень мало. Но она, ну как, багнута, лагала, жуть был. Ну, когда это я играл. Они перешли на эту модель free-to-play. Я тогда начал. 2 года отыграл, но, блин, новые персонажи там имбой стали. Нереально было играть с оркой. Плюс еще на Америке играл, там пинг большой был. Трудно.
And I think this will add a gotta catch 'em all kind of element to the game, which us Western MMO players really seem to enjoy.
Ну, я сейчас просто смотрю всякие вот,
Something you'll be
что
glad to
говорят.
hear is that Bless Online has a fantastic soundtrack composed by world-famous composer Hans Zimmer, who's worked on the soundtracks for Pirates of the Caribbean, The Da Vinci Code, The Dark Knight, and Inception, so expect some great AAA audio work in this game. As a Black Desert player, something you'll find refreshing about Bless Online is the visual progression you'll experience when leveling up and completing dungeons. From what I've seen so far, there's very few armor reskins, and the armor you do get from questing in dungeons looks very nice indeed. It doesn't seem like Bless is going to take the BDO approach.
Так а чё, нормально? Я-то не собираюсь входить в BDO. Ну посмотри, блин, ну такой мультяшный он.
Another huge selling point to Bless Online is that it seems to be an
MMORPG
that focuses on both PvP and PvE content, not one or the other. In terms of PvE, the game has traditional dungeon content that actually looks somewhat challenging, world bosses, raids, and a pet mount collection system. When it comes to PvP, Bless has 2 factions. However, unlike World of Warcraft, for example, if you pick one faction, you can't then make an alt character on the other faction. Personally, I'm not a big fan of this restriction. The game will have open world PvP, an honor point system, PvP specific gear, PvP safe zones out in the world, and you're not able to kill your own faction. There'll also be a 3v3 arena mode which will reward players with honor points and a rank.
Ну, смотри, это уже какое-то говно, блин, полное.
Objective-based PvP mode that can reward boxes of loot, a castle siege PvP mode in which guilds from within your faction fight to take ownership of the capital city, and the ability to challenge people to duels. Overall, I think the huge variety of both PvP and PvE content, a giant open world, as well as promising a non-pay-to-win business model will attract many people to at the very least try out this game. And for those of you that are completely put off from Bless because I've mentioned the game will have open world PvP, don't worry. If you really hate PvP that much, you can simply buy an item from the cash shop that stops people from
Ой, бля. Серьезно?
Many, if any, penalties to dying to PvP, but at least it's an option because I know many MMO players refuse to play games with any form of PvP in them.
Ублюдки.
As previously mentioned, Bless Online has a large open world. Each race has their own starting area similar to World of Warcraft. However, around level 5 or so you get taken to your faction's capital city and do the same main quest lines from there regardless of race. When it comes to travel, there's different flight paths available similar to World of Warcraft where you can ride an NPC flying mount to a destination.
Это то же самое, что и в Тере.
Additionally, you have the option to use your own flying mount and control it yourself. Despite having some really nice points of interest, I feel like the world in Bless Online comes across as a little bit unfinished and lacking detail.
В смысле как? На боссов ходи?
Не
знаю. Сделай твина какого-то. А, твин-то у тебя есть, походу, если
and you'll see
Не
some really
ошибаюсь.
crazy things in the world, such as
Смотри, я вот
giants, teddy bear
на
mounts,
10%
car
у
mounts,
Гзарки, да,
mechanical
получил
monsters,
сундук.
anime-looking cat people, and cartoon-like pig pets.
Там же
The thing
еще
with this game
эти
is
печати
extremely high
Шакату.
fantasy. Now that may be a little bit off-putting for some and a bit immersion breaking, but it's important that you know what you're signing up for.
В смысле точиться? 19 ты не выкупишь.
I think self-publishing the game and promising Western players a non-pay-to-win MMO is definitely the right move by NeoWiz, and for that reason alone, I genuinely hope the game turns out to be successful. If it does, it might pave the way for more Korean developers to rethink their monetization strategies when bringing games over to the West. Aside from the business model, the main thing Bless Online does differently to other MMOs is the freedom you have with its pet and mount collection system. Other than that, it's a fairly generic MMORPG that has an untested combat system. Regardless of this, though, I think a lot of people, including the World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV audience, will find Bless to be familiar enough that they're not overwhelmed by a difficult learning process.
Так смотри, иди в Валенсию, вот на Нагах, там Поганов, бери эти камни Марни и там, кстати, неплохой кач. В смысле, у тебя же есть, кстати, силы там, хватает, не знаю, бери зеленую пушку и этот камень делай даже золотой.
SWTOR, Guild Wars 2 and Final Fantasy XIV, where there's large gaps between new content updates, during which times these games make less money and have less people playing them. This is important because when you consider that by the start of 2016, Bless Online had already cost over $61 million to develop, it's hard to imagine how the game will make back its development costs after failing to be a success in several markets, especially when there's always the need for constant content development to keep revenue up.
500, потому что тем и меньше места не забивает. А если ты 250, то это 2 раза больше надо брать, чем на И они не сгорают, то есть не добил сегодня, завтра добиваешь,
And for those of you that are fans of more traditional MMOs, I suggest you check it out too. If, however, you're not a fan of tab targeting and you're waiting for the next big MMO, I don't think Bless Online will be for you. Although maybe it'd be good to play temporarily until something better comes along. But that's it for this video, guys. I'll leave the comments on for this one in hopes that there's some good discussion about the game. Feel free to let me know what you think about Bless so far, and is it a game that you're gonna try? Thanks for watching, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again really soon.
Блин, а тут не написано. Я не знаю. Скорее всего. Я думаю, что там разница не будет большая. Посмотри, а там вообще левелы совпадают? Это будет рассказывать.
The MMO community is an odd beast. Every few months they seem to go nuts over whatever game happens to be releasing soon. They get all excited. This is it. This is gonna be the one. Only to then be savagely whacked over the head by the frying pan that is their own expectations. After 5 or...
So as many of you are probably...
Так. Кстати, я тебе надо найти только... Этот чувак рассказывал про BDO плюсом-минусом 2018 года. Ну, кстати, интересно. Сейчас бы найти... О!
This is a continuation of my last Black Desert video in which we discussed the positive aspects of the game. This one, however, we're going to be talking about the negatives, so if you're a person that only wants to hear positive things, probably not the video for you.
Black Desert is a game that's designed to have your character logged in 24/7. If you're not doing some kind of AFK activity, you're not playing optimally and will most likely never keep up with the gear curve. Personally, I thought by now the developers would have enabled a system where you could set life skill work orders, or at the very least keep your workers gathering resources from nodes whilst you're logged out. But no, you're still incentivized to leave your computer on all night, adding
Тактика. Где-то. Так. Блин, ну кстати, у меня тоже башка что-то не пашет.
The cost to your electricity bill. What makes this even more annoying is just how bad the Black Desert servers are.
А ты чё, английский вообще никак?
Developers have control over. This is the responsibility of the publisher Cacao Games.
Да, ну варвары такие.
Three-year contract with one of the most poorly rated server hosts out there, known as LeaseWeb. For the past year or more, there's been regular occurrences
Так чё у тебя там с английским?
extreme chat lag, and abilities not working amongst a large concentration of players. If you're on the NA servers for Black Desert, there's times in which the servers are so bad, the game becomes unplayable. To add further frustration to the awful servers, if you suffer a PvE death in this game, you can lose crystals in your gear that are worth hundreds of millions of silver.
Слушай тоже, это помогает. То есть, если ты читаешь, то как бы это одно, а еще надо слушать и самому еще разговаривать.
Fantastic. It's almost as if the publisher doesn't understand that an action combat MMORPG literally can't function without good reliable servers.
Я же, ну, когда, не знаю, молодой еще был. Я же на русском не общался вообще. Сколько? Вот 10 лет вообще не говорю. Тут переехал в другой город, ты еще и русский, и все. И, блядь, туговато пришлось. Ты как бы слова знаешь, но само слово забыл. В смысле? Зайди на YouTube, вот эти послушай. Стримера там какие-то популярные, ну нормальные, не эти, которые выебываются, там бабы там сиськи пустят. Или какие-то гайды. А, кстати, мне надо найти... Вот мне... Как у него был? Быков? Походу, да. Блин, ну походу нет у меня этого.
Not a bad idea initially, but the execution of this update was horrible. It's almost as if there was no testing done before implementing it. The first issue with the malicious system is that the defense...
Скажешь, как тебе?
Доброго дня, дорогие друзья. Зима близко.
Ну смотри,
будет Tera. Да-да, та самая, которая давным-давно...
В школе же тоже пацаны, которые язык учили, они же мультики смотрели, они даже не понимали слова, но они смотрели и по там словаря брали и учили, и так. Ну, я просто знаю один чувак, который вообще как бы не учил, тот чисто по мультикам смотрел и научился. Ну, это как бы одна сторона, то есть медаль, а их-то там сотни.
Тем, что, скорее всего, будет куда как более интересно именно нашему отечественному игроку. Ну, то есть кровь, кишки по всему.
Есть всякие нюансы, которые можно как бы использовать, чтобы научиться язык.
До последнего времени добавляли все больше как-то данжей, без сомнения очень красивых и просто потрясающих с внешней стороны, попутно еще и непростых, то теперь ребята все больше работают над ПВП, вводя из системы войны альянсов и пугают всех грядущими битвами за форты и крепости, о которых пока, правда, известно мало.
Пока не нужно. В будущем, возможно, придет.
Имеющихся фишек, то без сомнений нельзя никак пройти мимо самого настоящего и самого честного нон-таргета который вообще можно где-либо увидеть. Именно тут урон по врагу проходит...
Просто я знаю тоже, как на суднах работал, на этих круизных. Там же как бы русские, там, ну славяне. И некоторые как дома не разговаривали, но у них такой пиздец акцент, что иногда трудно понять, что он на английском говорит.
На дальность стрельбы или удар — это не мелочь, а крайне важное преимущество в безжалостных схватках. Если, конечно, вы можете считать безжалостным...
Тера была охрененная. Это первая игра вот такая, которая мне пиздец как понравилась.
Заставляет вас обильно потеть на батлграундах или не на батлграундах. Но что при этом еще важно, даже если вы одного уровня со своим противником, совсем не факт, что схватка будет честной, по той простой причине, что Терра попутно мечта для тех, кто угорает по переточке и жесткому доминированию. ЛВЛ шмота, его заточка — адски важная составляющая игры, которая...
Да ладно, в Тере так страшно не было.
Жизни. Но без нее вы будете как двуногий пират, то есть неполноценны. В том числе, к слову, и в бойнях между альянсами, допустим. Это, в принципе, появилось не очень давно, к слову, и оно вот относится к тому, чем сейчас Bluehole Studios начало заниматься, то есть PvP. При этом, правда, в этот процесс противостояния между тремя альянсами ловко вклинивают и ПВЕ крабов, так как на войне, в общем, все важны и все нужны. Ну а суть этого процесса в следующем. К альянсу, присоединившись целиком к кланам по воле своего лидера, первоначально все сразу начинают получать некие бонусы. Ну,
да, эта штука была пиздец. Каждый день надо было фармить альянс.
Далее идет накопление спецочков путем выполнения квестов, которых много и которые...
Я же был на двоих альянсах самый главный, экзархом стал. А третий я уже как бы не успел. Ну, там надо было заливать, чтобы стать экзархом. Надо клан 100 человек, которые были затаскивать вины. Типа их просто убиваешь по КД. И там не просто полчаса посидел. Там реально день надо сидеть. Каждый день там по 3-4 часа.
Появляются в рандомных местах, кочующие, гангирующие кучки людей, носятся по всей территории.
Так, кстати, как тебе это, Лан? Понравилось?
Ну а по гейм является битва альянсов, которая происходит раз в неделю между толпой игроков, где от каждой стороны участвуют по 120.
Ты мне не рассказал, как там прогресс проходит.
Но в чем же смысл этого всего?
Алена пересела тоже на лан.
Здесь можно провести параллели с онлайн, ее системой патриархов, архонтов и прочих. Здесь contribution поинты являются чем-то в стиле тамошнего СП, только обнуляются эти очки еженедельно. И чем их больше, тем выше вы в иерархии, и больше получаете плюшек, начиная от бафов и заканчивая аурами офицеров на дев, демаг и прочее. А сам экзарх, самый главный, с самым большим количеством СП, получает власть над континентом и может выставлять свои налоги, ну и радовать подопечных плюшками в виде дел задач выделенных мастера, который повышает шанс, собственно, той самой заточки. Это, по сути, является нынешней самой главной и приятной плюшкой для именно отечественного игрока, ибо он кровожаден и злобен. Такие дела. И что еще важно, если вы во власть не так, что прям сильно рветесь, но хотите получить дополнительные бонусы в войне...
Кстати, да, отпрыжка там нормальная. Там какой-то иммун есть, или ну, даже когда прыгаешь, можно какой-то контроль.
Война также попутно идет не только за власть, бабло, золото, а также за актиниум, спецресурс, который увеличивает все показатели бойца. Так что, в общем,
а сколько там откат?
Важны для всех. А все состоящие вообще в альянсе
15 секунд или что?
Дополнительные бонусы,
а, не
в зависимости от того,
ну,
что,
значит, нормально.
В общем, душевненько, так и кровать.
Подожди, там пробуждения же нет.
Чуть позже. Ближе к
там пока нет, нет смысла смотреть на скиллы.
А пока что, дорогие друзья, у меня вот на этом все. Если вы когда-то угорали по РФ онлайн, то, возможно, система альянсов вас...
Defensive militia can open and close castle gates, essentially being able to grief the defending guild. There's been occasions where the defensive militia have arguably caused the defending guild to lose a siege. The second big issue with the militia system is that it's added more people to a siege zone when the servers already struggled to handle the amount of people turning up. Since this update, FPS and lag have been way worse in sieges than it used to be. The third big issue of the militia system is that it gives next to no rewards to incentivize players to participate.
Насколько я как бы видел, понимаю, ты летаешь, залетаешь в рейд, ультуешь и не знаю, и дохнешь. Ну это я пока вот так понимаю, что она. И сколько этих.
The developers added to the game that absolutely nobody asked for was a new item called a siege axe. Prior to this update, guilds had to destroy each other's buildings by using their class's damage abilities. It took quite some time, but it wasn't exactly something people complained about. After axes were added, you simply open your inventory, stand still,
ну это в PvE, а в PvP интересно, как он будет
hold
помогать.
down left click until the building is destroyed. Using these axes does about 3 to 4 times the amount of structure damage in comparison to just attacking normally. If an entire guild is axing a fort,
Да, варваром ты так не попрыгнешь. Ну хотя с горы варвар тоже может прыгнуть.
I don't understand why the developers felt the need to shorten the duration of the only fun endgame content that Black Desert has to offer. After that, just when you thought the developers couldn't be any more clueless, they add yet another update to fuck up Node Wars and Sieges even more. They heavily buffed the damage percentage for players that already had high gear. So say for example you have 270 AP. After the patch, you now deal an additional 30% more damage. Not really the most logical change, considering the huge gear gap was already off-putting for many new players entering the Siege and Node.
Ну, которая ракета у меня вперед. Там вроде как бы дамаг по ХП не идет.
I thought Sieges couldn't get any more worse after the militia system, axes, and AP buffs, but once again I was wrong.
Так, ладно, что музыку поставим. Ну ладно, там с любой высоты, это понятно. Ну ты же там не будешь, не знаю. А где такие споты, где там надо, блядь, с такой горы? Басим, там же... Блядь. Там же круг нормальный есть. Но элики там, да. Элики там даже в замке не надо, вот где, а снаружи там есть хороший круг. Наверху. Не знаю. Я хз. Насчет оливы я как бы не следил. Но там вот что-то, может быть, 61 сейчас? Не знаю, посмотри, 10% поднимешь, узнаешь. Ни хера. Откуда элит жалею? Я же это качался там. Магичкой. Хотя они, возможно, такие же. Я там что ходил магом, они ваншотом падали. Ну да, возможно. А сколько у тебя атак? Блять, не пизди, ты должен убивать нормально обоих. У меня была атака, знаешь, сколько на маге? 170 где-то. Проблем не было. Хотя, ну, там и скиллы. Ну вот сколько скиллов тебе надо, чтобы убить Бастина? И сколько их по разнице там? Элики там, кстати, наверху хорошо стоят. Кучками очень близко. А Бастиму это пиздец, надо бегать по этому кругу. Ну, коза. Может быть у эликов иммун на что-то. На 56-м ты замерял оба спота? Потому что на 56-м там же скиллы, походу, не все. Или все. Ты с такой атакой иди в Валенсию. Нехуй тебе там делать. В Валенсии что там еще падало? Эти монеты Иона, походу, или они везде падают? Короче, что-то в Валенсии падало, что не падает в других местах. Не знаю, вот такие монетки у тебя падают. Камень Иона. Для бежи крафтить. А там вроде все написано, что надо. Там вроде ничего много не надо. Там куски железа, если не ошибаюсь. Это и всё. Кольцо будешь? А, ну да, там кольцо и пояс. Единственное, которое. Сейчас, подожди. Посмотрим где-то. Где он там был? 4-2. 4-5. А. О. Так, кольцо, кусок. А, плотины, порошок хаоса, порошок черного камня. Херня. А, Вася. Густой мех высокого качества, порошок земли. Блять. Это херово. Мне под кольцо так получается. Ну ладно. Что, кольцо 15 штук? Сразу так. А, 15. Да, 15. И они стоят так же. Можно их продать. 15. 15. Херня. Да, походу кольцо надо и крафтить. Так что... А у тебя там камни марни? Так нет, они же в Валенсии какой-то. Да. Тебе надо переходить сюда. Вот, сейчас у меня как раз 4. Или... Да. Сколько? 0,1 дает час. Плюс 0,1 за час зафармленные вот эти камни марни. То есть 0,2 в час. 5 часов 1% на 62. Кафрасы, они, да, они же... Сейчас покажу. Ну там, в смысле, заточка. Она вот эта, которая кронами. Если сфейлила, оно дает вот эту полоску. Да, вот смотрю, у Каранды у меня эффект атаки +1. Так, деление, берешь кафраз, пушку, камни. И, бля, да. Успел? Да, успел. И без проблем. Ты главное просто не забудь это, вкладку на кафраз поставить. То можно получиться так, что поставишь на усиление и заточку засунешь и не заточится. Хотя может повести, как у Алены. На 20 загнать. А ей ждать-то еще месяц, походу, да. Ей не хватает. Вот в чем прикол. Она еще месяц будет играть. Хотя она и так не играет. Похуй. Она в этот, в Overwatch играет. Вчера или позавчера. А, ты же не играл. С этой предыдущей пачкой Волли там заходил. Ну я там пиздец сгорел, потому что наша штука. Блять, у меня 20 убийств, у них там 6-7, да. Я хуевал. Да, в том-то и дело. Только ей сейчас надо покупать вес, инвентарь. Ну ладно, инвентарь еще так, можно и сойти. Инвентарь, шлюхи, ладно, остается. Костюмчик, купон на этот слот. Что еще надо? Нижнее белье можно взять с этой акции, которую давали. Там херня. Ну эти серьги, все остальное. Такой вопрос там есть? Получить знания или что такое? Зачем белье? А ты посмотри. Эффект экипировки. Прочитай, пожалуйста. Сколько надо и тому, чтобы получить фулл. Видишь, да? Нужен фулл. Ну, как минимум 6 надо. Так, здесь то же самое, да. Ну, фея это дает удачу, но не в том суть. Но отошел. Все, понял. Я что-то пропустил. Не так прочитал. А ты не хочешь в ТС зайти? Легче будет. Чтоб ты мог качаться и не надо было там тратить время. Ну давай. Да, доступ получить-то не проблем. Кинуть теску. Дадут тебе френда. Можешь у меня сидеть. А что побери? Трусы как трусы. А чего ты там не понял? Сейчас я тебе покажу. Там же не в удаче смысл. Там ну, количество одежды. Там дается бонус эффект. Когда ты одел, там, не знаю, 4 части были костюмы, да, там. И у тебя в пул бонус, да, там. Опыт, навыков, боевой. Что там... Избежать потери опыта, износ. Так, ну смотри, видишь, я тебе показываю. Так, эффект экипировки 4 слота, боевой опыт 6 слотов, еще дополнительно опыт навыков. И 8 слотов, если ты забиваешь, то у тебя в пул комба. Да, костюмы изменились. Потому что белье никому не нужно было. Из-за одной удачи там никто не покупал. Поэтому как-то так. В эту пятницу я, наверное, буду точиться. Да. Так что... Наверное. Я покупал, потому что хотел. Просто варвар без трусов, это страшно смотреть. Ё. Да. Сейчас они как бы убрали эти статы. Вот смотри, у меня узел прокачанный, да? Шанс получения ценного предмета на этом узле увеличен на 50%. При этом 50% ты можешь получить только 10% шанс. Ну такая херня. А первый, походу, уровень там давал 5%, да. Второй там 10, третий и так далее. Вот. Но по ощущениям кажется, что нахуй не надо качать. У меня на 5-м там карта падала, там часто эти чилы. Там, за 5 часов там 3-4 выпадали. Ну я перешел на 6-й и все. Ни хера. Сейчас, если, ну, там, не знаю, в 2 часа один выпадет, то и то хорошо. Ну или просто тогда повезло. Энергию. Кстати, это. Энергию сейчас скачай себе это. Величие. Не величие, а как он называет. Дополнительно. Да, дополнительное величие. Это вот сливай свою энергию, играя эту игру, поднять дружбу с NPC. Я поднял вот Балинось. Ну, ты можешь в любом месте. Если ты еще не начал, то лучше всего Фидели. Там чувак один дает пиздец как много. Можешь на один NPC и на нем набивает. Не надо на всех. Так, сейчас не идет. Так, Фидель. Это тот чувак, который в этой башне стоит. Вот здесь. Вот возле тренера наверху и такой. Как он называет? Я уже забыл. Который справа стоит. Там два чувака рядом и справа. Не прист, а... Ну, короче, не глава. Ах, хз, не помню. И там сначала надо получить знания, да? Другими NPC, чтобы можно было вот эту странную игру играть. А хороший гайд я, походу, не оставил под стримом. Там один чувак рассказал, как его делать. Там, по сути, надо вот эту игру играть. Может быть, ты знаешь. Да, один из сюжетов. В красном, если я не ошибаюсь, там. Там, короче, самая херовая игра, которая может быть у тебя, это провалить интерес. То есть, если ты ну, как бы не даешь ему получать, то ты теряешь очки. Дружбы, да, но... Как бы провалить там нетрудно. Если он в начале, то я его как бы начинаю вот эту игру и сразу как бы escape нажимаю, чтобы выйти и заново делать. И там этот чувак дает 550-600 дружбы. То есть тебе примерно надо 30 или 35 тысяч набрать дружбы. Ну, то есть, считай, 35, ты получаешь 500. Сколько там? 70 раз надо выиграть эту игру. Ну, это, я думаю, 2 дня у тебя займет. Сколько у тебя там энергии? А одна энергия это 1 очко. А у тебя сколько там берет? Там зависит, походу, от NPC. Там 20 энергий берет, да? И дает тебе 500 очков. Есть разница? $244, ну нормально. То есть процентуальная разница очень большая. Там 1 к 1, а тут 1, сколько там? 25. 25 раз больше получается. Так что играю. Ну она не сложная. Но там смотри, блядь, как тебе показать? Сейчас отойду, я покажу. Перейду на перс. Кидай его. Сразу NPC покажу. О, кстати, сколько я получил очков навыков? 56. То есть 10 часов на свитке у этого пацана ты получаешь 36 очков. Да. Вон, смотри. Этот чел. Общий, да, 20 энергий. И вот у тебя вот эти чуваки, да. Смотри, у них влияние на другие знания. Внизу, после 5 ходов, следующие 4 знания получают плюс 2 к параметру интерес. То есть увеличивает как бы твоих очков. Их надо как бы первых ставить, чтобы остальные, которые... И главное, чтобы интерес был сотка выше. И симпатия. Симпатия, походу, дает этих очков. А интерес, чтобы это сработало. Вот. Так, как там было? Так, 36 нет. Я уже забыл, как это делал. Так, где 3. Тот 36 нет. Тот 2. 46 нет. Мало. Вот, сейчас после 3. О, можно. Так, где еще? Это нет. Так. Где ты застанешь? Вот сотка. Нет. Вот сотка. Еще. Сотка. 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 46 нет. Нет. Вот сотка. 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 Куда? Па-па-па-па. И начинаешь. И вот видишь, шарики еще идут. Смотри, уже макс симпатия, там 200 очков, 91. Продолжаем. Вызвать интерес один раз. Вообще на изи. Так. Где он тут был? Это было, да. Да, так. И это. О, помню. Опа, первый не сработал. Но тебе, чтобы выиграть, да, вот это, вызвать хотя бы один интерес. 258. А величие это не переводится. Там, короче, ну как переводится? Ты получаешь конкретную очки дружбы, да, с NPC. И через какое-то количество он переходит на там первый уровень, второй, третий, четвертый. То есть в общем надо где-то 30 или 35 тысяч. Смотри, третий раз поднять параметры накопления симуляции до 104 на изи. Вот смотри, 519. Заверши. Нет, это не к персу, это к фамилии. Ну, то есть, к всему аккаунту, смотри. И тут 5. То есть, реально, тебе посидеть 2 дня, я думаю, максимум, в Киделе. Можно еще в Балиносе, там... Ну, я там делал, потому что я 4-й уровень там уже взял. А потом только узнал про Кидель. Ну, я и там закончил. И там у меня получается... Я хз сколько в целом у меня очков там. Возможно, и 30-35. Ну, где-то так. Вот поэтому... Смотри, 70 раз Кидели выиграть теперь. Ну ладно, допустим 100. И я не вижу никаких проблем. Ну вот честно скажу. Это на изи, просто 2 дня. Почему не прокатить? Ты же с NPC поднимаешь симпатию со всеми персонажами. Поэтому... Можешь твинами также. Ну смотри, у тебя 244, это будет получится у тебя сколько? Так, 12 раз, да? Да, 12 раз с одним персом. Тебе надо 10 персонажей. Ну ладно, 8. Допустим. Но смотри, не всегда у тебя возможно получится вот эту игру. на 500 сделать, потому что если там надо, это как оно называется, провалить, то ты там получишь, ну смотря сколько раз подряд у тебя это все будет. Поэтому там может быть даже чуть меньше. Их хватает, пока хватает одну локацию вот так прокачать. Вначале говорили, что каждую надо прокачать. Поэтому, возможно, в будущее они переделают это все. Кстати, у тебя на ютубе есть какой-то плейлист, который ты слушаешь? Я не знаю, не часто, но нравятся песни. Просто скинь мне, мне надо пополнить свои запасы. Было бы неплохо хороших песен добавить. А где ты собираешь музыку? Твоя разница. Я, короче, приколи, вчера сидел почти целый вечер, там, добавлял музыку. Ну, я через дизер играю. Они сейчас поменяли это приложение по-другому, да, дебильно, мне не нравится, жутко не нравится. Вот, и она лагает, и там, короче, чтобы добавить, там такая прозрачная кнопка, хуй увидишь. И я, короче, просто там где-то на стрим, там, короче, у меня папка называется стрим, да, а до этого просто нажимал, и она добавляла, проблем. И тут вчера, не знаю, 200 песен где-то хотел добавить, в итоге ни хера. И заново пришлось как-то вспоминать, какие я добавлял. Жесть. Ну чё, когда пойдем в Blast? Да, у меня вообще на изи. Вообще почти никто не заходит. Мне заплатят. Что мне платить-то будет за день? Я тут, короче, скачал программу создания там фоток, прозрачных, все такое. Но, блять, идей никаких нет, какие кнопки под стримом сделать. Но эти я сделал, эти, которые в сайтах, где бесплатно, да. Ну, такой дешевый вариант. Вот. Как это называется? Скажу. А, GIMP 2. Ну, вроде я там по YouTube смотрел. Вроде неплохо они там сделали. Там до хрена всяких функций, но я их вообще не понимаю. Короче, мне сегодня на работе говорят, это чувак Шрау, да, который в паб играет, там всех убивает, ну как, хедшотом. Ну, хорошо играет. Играет в Blast, я охуел. То есть я думал, что он стрелял, как раньше, там, CS, там, ну, на такие играет. Кстати, сегодня пизды получили от трицов, да. Они там 2 состава. Ну, как за бабки? Я думаю, что возможно и за бабки. Но сомневаюсь. Но у него там говорили, что 20 тысяч зрителей было. — 170? А это у кого 170? Блин, представь, за каждого зрителя мне бы платили евро. Вот это было бы круто. В месяц. А, суммарно. Ебать. Но это вообще-то и не так много, если честно. Ну, маркетинг хороший, значит, у них. Они правильно сделали. Потому что, как бы, стримеры, они не скажут, что «О, охуенная игра, пиздец, давайте играйте». Им же как бы похуй, по большому счету. Во что играют люди. Они и так будут их смотреть. Ну да. Не, подожди, у меня 4 компа старые, я бы их подключил и захуярил там 10 окон. Так что мне было бы 30. Так, ладно, вот эту песню не хочу. Это не хочу. Нет. Нет. О. Это а пусть докажет, что это не я. Через VPN. Или через этот браузер, который Tor. Че у меня летает сразу? Не поймал. Кстати, этого разбанили. Чувака, который макроса на дискотеку выкупал. БСов. Этого Ангоста, да. Они же, помнишь, писали, что за читы, макросы, там перманент бан, там разбана не будет, типа. А тут хуй. Блять, давай, что-то. Да, Госта же забанили. За макро. Он же там забыл стрим выключить и пропалил. И его флаг забанили. Но его забанили, походу, на 2 месяца. Блин. Когда же его забанили? Ну, походу, 2 месяца назад, да. И тут его разбанили. Ну как бы, мы же знаем, что, блять, ну как минимум 10%, которые на осаду участвуют, они сидят на макросах. Ну, блять, сидят. Где-то был видос. Да. Кстати, ты видел, как выглядит зверобой? Ну смотри, я дискотеки Саука максимум не покупаю. У меня как бы эта блоди мышка есть, но я ее один раз пробовал настроить на эту переработку, у меня не получалось. Она что-то не так работала. Бля. А кого ты ожидал там увидеть? О, у меня как бы... Я думал, там будет мужик пожестче какой-то там. Как бы по голосу он такой звучал. Помнишь Миллер? У него голос какой. И сколько, блядь, ему лет? Это же вообще пиздец было. Моя вебка где-то валяется. Но она херовая, я даже не пробовал смотреть, как я выгляжу. Да ну и нафиг, я после работы вообще никакой. Усталый. А если вебку подключать, то это надо еще накраситься, там губы, там брови, там все как положено. Свет нужен хороший, а у меня свет сзади, лицо херово будет видно. Думаешь, он здоровый? Блин, мне показалось, что он такой дрищавый. Метр 90, нихуя лыжам, бля. Сколько килограмм, не помнишь? Метр 90, блядь, пиздец. Я метр 80 где-то. Метр 82 может.
Ильбав будет 22 часа 30 минут.
О. Блин. Блять, как я лоханулся. Как я заблокил. Блин, мне еще микрофон надо достать нормальный, а то это какой-то херовый. Ну, короче, я покупаю наушники за 20 евро, и они ломаются мне через год. Даже раньше. Сейчас эти я купил в августе. Сейчас даже июнь. А прошлые вообще мне через 3 месяца поломались. Но у меня я чек просрал, я не знал. Блин, а вот эти я, походу, по гарантии буду отправлять. Но вместо них опять надо покупать. Просто жесть с наушниками. А еще надо покупать эти очки, а то, блин, глаза устают уже. Жестоко причем. Или просто мне надоело печатать на этом споте. Или просто этот спот такой неудобный. Все под один цвет. То есть, возможно, и в субботу. Ну, возможно. Блин. До хрена что надо. Блять, я забыл батарейки купить. От пульта для машины. А ты знаешь, я сижу его чисто, у меня вот 3 части карты есть, надо вот досидеть 4-ю получить. Так бы я, наверное, пошел. Даже физику, да. Возможно, в Анакреон пошел. Там неплохо. Я там заходил. Убивать могу, но... Сколько я там получаю? Мало. Давай, давай, заходи. Не пропадай. Главное, чтобы тебе бошмот быстро
ребят, есть
заточился.
те, кто не готов к гильдбафу?
На 19. На. Да, главное, чтобы сначала выкупить его. Ну, как сказать? Посмотри по пассивкам, что у нее. Если у нее там на скиллах и в пассивках уклон, то, да, наверное, в уклон надо идти.
Гильдбаф пошел, ребят, всем хорошего вечера и отличного дропа. Если кому-то нужны контракты на Валенсии 1, я еще минут 20 буду.
Почему не достать аргона? Пройди цепочку Валенсии. Там, кстати, бери 61-й. И тебе дадут кольцо. Вот. Как этот храм на +3. А за 62-й типа тунрак +3. Так что 61-й бери, пока можешь, нормально. Проходи вот валенсийскую цепочку и главное, ты когда вот там будет квест даваться, да, как Маскан, вот эти свитки. Главное получить знания, чтобы постоянно этот квест не делать. Там и Грифон, и это. Кстати, достаточно часто выбивает со сверок и из дропа. Поэтому как бы нормально. И бери вот эту, которая. Не мас... Ну, можешь и маска набрать, как бы. Ну, если повезет, выпадет. А так. Вот аргон мне еще не выпал. Мне 4 грифона выпали шлема. Вот. Ну, я 3 продал. 2 шлема зашлю. Неплохо получилось. Просто смотри, у аргона дополнительно идет скорость передвижения +1. Так что это тоже не мало фактор. Но если получишь Маскана, то я думаю, это тоже хорошее начало. Если смотреть, что ты с нуля начинаешь. Да. Блин, ну... Смотри, рыбалка. Я думаю, за ночь. Ну, то есть, тут, наверное, будешь там получать где-то, не знаю. Ну, как минимум 50 лямов. То есть, это тоже немало. И в день, не знаю, посидеть там 2-3 часа на споте Валенсии, дискотеки пофармить. И ты даже можешь, вот смотри, покупать там, не знаю, нулевые, если получится. Плюс еще печать шакату, там еще больше шмоток, там каранду можешь взять. И все такое. В смысле 50? Там же дискотеки падают. Плюс рыба. Ну ладно, 50 может быть там много. Я вытаскивал 15 дискотек плюс еще рыбу. А рыбы я тащил этого имперского, там дает нормально денег. В смысле 5 лямов? 15? Сколько? Ну ладно, 10 лямов. Рыбу, походу, там еще, наверное. 5. Ну, читай. Если ты можешь компа, ну, запустить комп, то смотри, там 3 раза по 15, неплохо. То есть с утра запустил, там, не знаю, если там находишься, можешь на работе в обед там запустил. И вечером покачался, опять на ночь. Не, в ивент, когда там, смотри, люди по 30 лямов вытаскивали. Там же эти золотые рыбы были. Поэтому там больше. Плюс еще не забудь. Там эти... Золотая лихорадка. Бывает же тоже. А если ты еще сам будешь фармить, то в час, смотри, 20 лямов. То есть в день 100. Я думаю, ты можешь собрать. Да, конечно, как повезет. Почему не 20? Если полностью все продавать. Забей, с твоей атакой на нагах можно 20-ку в час фармить нормально. Не надо мне рассказывать, что нереально. В смысле ты голый? У тебя, смотри, у тебя сет-сила, у тебя это, грунил, наверное, половина. Атака 195. У тебя хватает атаки, чтобы убивать наг. Или поганов, или что-то еще. Я просто говорю, что если все продавать, смотри, даже, ну ладно, кафраз ты не будешь продавать. Даже эти компасы можно продавать, эти темы. Я думаю, спокойно 20-ку можно вынести. Тебе надо найти вот место, где близко находится, ну, не знаю, этот склад. Ну, если у тебя там 4-5 шлюх, то ты можешь там скидывать через шлюх. Это норм будет. В смысле не те 195 атака? А какие? Ну ладно, у тебя же как бы скиллы выучены, все скилл-поинты хватает. У тебя абсолют есть там или нету у твоего персонажа? Ну смотри, ладно, можешь на наг не идти, где еще можно? Где много куч. Кстати, у него АОЕ большой или маленький? Ну, смотри, можно басим фармить. Я думаю, у тебя там вообще изи, они падают. И там эти... камни падают хорошо, дискотеки хорошо. В смысле створки? Кахазу, да. Но мне что-то Кахазы не нравились вообще там. Где я стоял, там, блин, много бежать надо было. Наверху, где я стоял. А внизу всегда какие-то уёбки приходили, мешали. Кстати, если ты будешь... ну тебе, наверное, пофиг. Главное, на миди не иди фармить. Она же, как всегда, забита. Самый лучший канал, если ну, вот, память не изменяет, то это Баленос 3 и Баленос 4. Но, блин, тебя как на боссов ходить. Вот это проблема единственная. Это. Блин, я заходил. Ну ладно, это начальные скиллы-то. Вроде АОЕшно достаточно большое. Блин, ну тебе на боссов надо идти. Мало ли повезет. У тебя там реально никакого твина нет? Да хоть 15-й шмот там. Заточить на 16-17, думаю, тебе хватит. Ты же говорил, что у тебя есть там. Ты понимаешь, не факт, что ты купишь. Ты же хочешь там как минимум 16-й. Поэтому такое. Но хоть если ты вот жестоко сейчас будешь сидеть на том, чтобы покупать, то за 10 минут 90 лямов, я думаю, это неплохой доход. Чисто, ну вот, шанс. Да, но будет ли это перед тем, как ты состаришься там? Или через, вот, ну, не знаю, месяц? Потому что я даже нулевой аргон не мог выкупить 2 месяца. А потом, блин, ну я поставил там ставку 600 лямов на дурку и выкупил. Ну, ладно, не аргон, по-любому. Если ты даже выкупишь 18-й шмот, то... Смотри, ты же будешь на 19-й пить? Да, дискотеки и так придется фармить. Да, вот интересно, вот в месяц. А, кстати, ты это еще поставь рабов на ресурс, там, их чисто продавать. Картошка хорошо уходит. Цинковая руда хорошо уходит. Кальфионская древесина хорошо уходит. Что еще? Кстати, вместо вот этих узлов можешь огород там садить. Говорят, неплохо зарабатывает. Вольфи мне когда-то рассказывал, что он там, блин, в день 30 лямов делал. Ну, чисто. Там еще сундуки надо делать. Паки. Ну, смотри, 19 ты можешь выкупить. Но тебе нужен как минимум 1 200 000 000. Ну, это если по бэшке выкупать. А по ставке забей. Не получится. Я думаю, по бэшке спокойно. Там-то, если не ошибаюсь, там небольшая разница. Там где. Там просто. 19. Это просто зарки. Лярд. 18. А, 300. Это не так дорого. Ну смотри, если тебе хватает 18-й круг, ну я хз, на осадах, блин. Но в топ-гильдиях трудно будет. Смотри, у нас же у второго состава 19-3 идет минимальная просьба. У первого состава 261 атака. Смотри, ну, синька, не бери синьку. То лучше точи золотую уже. Ты же знаешь, как тебе везет. Ты же лакирок. Так а когда будет камбэк? Нет, третья золотая лучше, чем третья синяя. Не, ну по-любому, третья синяя, если как начинать покупать, то это лучше, чем вообще ничего. Да, я думаю, это смотри, ты даже синюю коралку можешь заточить сам. Она же ни хера не стоит, смотри. Так, биржа. А вот бижутерии. Серьги. Блин, 4 ляма. Ну, я думаю, не так страшно. Синьку, я думаю, ты тени и все эти можешь там заточить. Они же там на изи точно. Ну, да. Обнова это... Ну, по-любому тебе придется по... Ну, если ты будешь, не знаю. Ну, я сомневаюсь, что ты будешь все остальное, не знаю, время просто ПВЕ заниматься. Я думаю, тебе это не интересно. Ну, можно и так. Ой, так это, вступи в какую-то гильдию, вот, ламповую сейчас. И получай зарплату, это 35 лямов в неделю. Ну, это неплохой буст. А если еще и бусты, то это вообще охрененно. Если тебе, не знаю, вместе еще там, не знаю, 50 на бустов. Посмотри, постоянно в мире что-то пишет, что типа, вступите в гильдию за P5 лямов, там от вас ничего не требует. Ого, пролактичка был. Давай, удачи. Заходи.
most recent Siege changes, the developers decided it'd be fun and good for the game to make the default resurrection timer in Sieges 60 seconds as soon as the siege starts. Prior to this, spawn timers started off at 7 seconds and slowly grew to 60 seconds after about an hour, which made perfect sense. The result of all these changes is that the Siege side of BDO's PvP endgame is no longer fun in the slightest. You cancel plans and make time to participate in Siege, you go through all the politics, preparation, you spend about an hour building a base for your guild, you gather elixirs, get a full food buff rotation up, only for it to all be over in less than 40 minutes, sometimes even less. All it takes to lose a Siege nowadays is a single wipe. With the 1 minute respawn timers, an enemy guild will take out all of your buildings, axe a hole in your base and surround you with their witches and wizards attacking you through a wall. By the time you respawn, you have about 10 seconds of immunity to regroup outside of your base to defend. If you die again, the attacking guild just chops your fort down from 100 to 0 in 30 seconds or less. As someone who only plays Black Desert for the Node Wars and Sieges, I'm in complete and utter disbelief at how stupid some of the decisions made by the developers of this game are. It's almost as if they're intentionally trying to suck the fun out of this content so nobody wants to participate. And after that happens, Black Desert's merely just an endless grind game with nothing fun to do with the gear that you've worked hard to get. Black Desert is possibly the only MMORPG I can think of that has elements from all three types of business model used in the gaming industry. It's a buy-to-play game costing a minimum of €10 on Steam. It has a €15 per month optional subscription fee, which you kinda need to invest in if you want to catch up to the gear curve, and it also has a vast cash shop with pay-to-win items that you'd expect to find in a free-to-play game. If you want to play Black Desert and have a somewhat comfortable experience, the minimum you need to spend is €130 plus €15 per month for a value pack. That's €10 for the game, €46 on weight, €45 for 5 pets to loot for you, and €34 for an outfit off the cash shop. You may be thinking, well, why do I need an outfit off the cash shop? Surely there's some good visual progression tied to getting new gear, and this is where you'd be wrong. This is what a full set of the best in slot boss gear looks like in Black Desert. It's been intentionally designed to look as shit as possible, so you'll spend money on outfits. If visual progression is something you're looking for, this game has absolutely nothing to offer you. When it comes to the pay to win aspects, more and more things have been added to the cash shop over time, but as far as I'm concerned, nothing is more pay to win than an item called Artisan's Memory, which was recently buffed to be even more alluring. I'll explain more about how this works later. But in short, someone who spends money on Black Desert is going to progress at least 4 or 5 times faster than someone who doesn't spend anything. People will argue that this doesn't mean the game's pay to win, but I think they're most likely in denial at this point. Even for someone that hasn't ever played Black Desert before, I'm sure you've heard by now how tedious the enhancement system in this game is. The game's been out for over 2 years now, and the developers haven't made a single change to this system, despite it being the #1 reason why people stop playing the game. Let me quickly explain to you the process of enhancing a piece of boss gear, and you judge for yourself whether or not this sounds like a fun and rewarding experience. First, you need to obtain memory fragments, because every time you fail an enhancement, the maximum durability of the item goes down to the point where you can't use it anymore. Memory fragments are used to recover this durability. You can't just buy memory fragments off the marketplace because they're instantly bought by marketplace bots, so you need to make boss summon scrolls using ancient relic shards, which have an intended difficulty for level 50 players. To get a piece of boss gear from 0 to try, you need to have on average 500 memory fragments. This will cost you 550 million silver to make the scrolls, and take 3 hours and 20 minutes of the most mind-numbingly easy and boring content you'll ever experience in an MMO. So great, now we have the memory fragments to recover durability after we inevitably fail our enhancements. What's next? Now we need hard or sharp shards depending on if we're enhancing weapons or armor. These can only be obtained via gathering at a drop rate of about 3 to 4 per hour. You need on average 20 hards or sharps to get from +15 to try. so that's at least 5 hours of gathering. Failing that, you could try and get lucky and sit in front of the marketplace for about 2 hours competing against marketplace bots trying to buy them. So now you finally have the resources needed to start enhancing. Unfortunately, Black Desert doesn't give its players any information when it comes to the percentage chance of an item upgrading. To supposedly increase the chance of an item upgrading, you need to fail upgrading other items. This is known as fail stacking. To do this, 75% of the player base use the following method. Step 1. Buy the cheapest armor in the game from a vendor called Rebluff Armor. Step 2. Enhance the Rebluff Armor until you've failed to the point where you have enough fail stacks that you want to use for your boss gear. Step 3. When your Rebluff Armor gets to plus 15, you can no longer use it to build fail stacks, so you need to create a new character under level 10, find some horses in the wild, kill them, achieve over -500 negative karma, equip the plus 15 rebluff and die over and over again to a town guard until the armor degrades to plus 13 or plus 14. You can now use it to build fail stacks on again. Step 4. If you fail upgrading your boss gear too much and build too high of a fail stack, you need to start building a fresh fail stack on a new character, saving the higher stack for a higher level enhancement attempt. Now, doesn't all of that sound like a fun and enjoyable process that's totally not going to make people quit the game out of sheer boredom and frustration? Well, the developers seem to think so, considering it's one of the only aspects of Black Desert that has remained unchanged since launch. The only way to make the process of enhancement just that little bit less frustrating is investing in the game's biggest pay-to-win item known as Artisan's Memories. Remember how earlier I said that on average it takes 500 memory fragments at a cost of 550 million silver and 3 hours 20 minutes of boredom to get the resources needed to go from +0 to try on a piece of boss gear? Well, Artisan's Memory increased the amount of durability recovered by 4, so if for example you spent 50 euros on this cash shop item, it would now only cost you 125 memory fragments for 137.5 million silver and only 50 minutes of boredom whilst running scrolls to achieve the same amount of durability recovery that I mentioned before. Putting it simply, for every 40 euros you spend on Artisan's Memory, you save 330 million in-game silver when it comes to gear enhancement. Another issue Black Desert has suffered with for the longest time now is that certain items that are core to progression are only made attainable through in-game events and attendance rewards, such as hard shards, sharp shards, memory fragments, rare accessories, and more. Instead of actually addressing the issue and making these items more available, players have to wait for certain times of the month before these materials they need to progress are available. Something that many BDO players used to get a lot of enjoyment from was an activity known as joining a boss train. This happens whenever a world boss would spawn. Bosses in Black Desert spawn on every channel, so there's something like 40 versions of the same boss that appear on the entire EU server, one for each channel. To join a boss train, you join the boss hunting Discord and work your way down, killing each boss from Valencia 6 all the way to Velia 1. It sometimes took up to 90 minutes for the boss to be killed on each channel, and it was probably the main thing that PvE players had to look forward to in this game. Unfortunately, the developers introduced an update that made all bosses despawn after 30 minutes, so now you can only really get 2 or 3 boss kills in if you're lucky. This is yet another change that's resulted in a less fun game now than 1 year ago. When it comes to new content being added to Black Desert, we constantly get lots of updates containing random content that nobody really asked for. It feels like nothing's ever getting added to fix or address the biggest issues the game has. An example of this was a giant sea monster called Velvet was added to the game. It's probably the most buggy, unstable content I've ever seen released in an MMORPG. I can't imagine any other game developer thinking this content is even close to being a good experience, but Pearl Abyss just seem to be completely blind. Another example of how out of touch the developers are can be seen with both Savage Rift, a new tower defense mode, and the new Camasylvia guild boss that was added. At a glance, you'd think, great, the developers are finally designing some fun PvE content to complement this game's amazing combat system. Wrong. The best way to kill monsters in Savage Rift and deal damage to the guild boss in Camasylvia is to use a hunting musket. A gun that shoots 1 bullet at a time, requires you to stand still whilst using it, and has a reload time of roughly 4 days. You've got the best combat in the MMORPG genre, and you design PvE content for hunting muskets. How is it possible to be that stupid? I just don't understand. Another example of the high IQ levels that the Black Desert developers possess can be seen with a recent update called Mani Stones, which give even more combat experience to grind spots. If you're not aware, Black Desert has 2 experience bars, one for combat experience, which determines your overall level, and one for skill experience. This is what gives you the points you need to invest into to get the new abilities that you've unlocked. For a long time now, it's been incredibly easy to get to level 60 or even 61 in Black Desert. Combat experience is not the issue. The issue is players getting to level 60 or 61 and not having enough skill points to get the abilities they need. They basically made it super easy to level up, but didn't change how easy it is to get skill points. And when you consider that Black Desert makes a large portion of its revenue from players re-rolling to other classes, buying new weight limit and costumes, they are actually losing out on making more money by not heavily buffing the rate in which skill points are obtained. I'm sure I'm not the only one who'd happily re-roll or try out different classes, maybe spending a bit of money on new costumes, if it wasn't such a huge pain in the ass to get the skill points needed. This is an example of the developers literally losing out on money because they just don't seem to understand their own game. Overall, despite having multiple expansions and updates this past year, I feel like Black Desert is a less enjoyable game now than it was 1 year ago. I know many people out there feel nothing but pure hatred towards the game, and despite how it may seem, I'm not actually one of those people. I'm just disappointed that a game with so much potential is getting worse over time instead of improving for the better. This comment on Reddit really sums up how myself and a lot of people feel about BDO. The game's like the Mona Lisa, but the devs keep drawing dicks on it in crayon. I'm at the point now with Black Desert where the only reason I play the game is to hang out with the guild I'm in. If there was another game out there that filled the same niche, I highly doubt many people would be playing it at all. As a player base, we don't ask for much. We've had huge community-wide efforts to give honest, constructive feedback to the developers, but it always seems to fall on deaf ears. Is it really that hard to provide the people that pay your wages with a bit of transparency, to make them not feel as though the potential of the game and its content is being held at ransom with the cash shop? Is it really that hard to not fuck around with sieges or bosses to the point of making them less fun than they used to be? Maybe instead of spending every waking moment trying to devise more innovative ways to milk your player base for everything they have, improve your fucking game, listen to your player base, and stop adding useless shit that nobody asked for, especially when you have absolutely no idea how your own game works. Then maybe, just maybe, Black Desert will be a game that doesn't fall flat on its ass as soon as something better comes along. But to wrap up this video, if you're looking for a game to roleplay in, wander around for a bit and explore, Black Desert's still pretty good in that regard. But if you're wanting to get into the PvP or you're hoping for a fun and compelling endgame, I can't currently recommend Black Desert to you. Save yourself the disappointment and wait until something better comes along. But that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoy it, then feel free to give it a like. If you haven't noticed already, I'm disabling comments on all future videos from here on out. The main reason being is that they just sucked away my motivation to make more content, so maybe it will help get my motivation back. But thanks for watching, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again really soon. Thing that's been a bit immersion breaking ever since the game launched that still hasn't been fixed, but we'll get into that in part 2 of this video. But overall, I really like the world and environment in Black Desert, and it's one of the main reasons I play the game. I like that there's no flying mounts or teleporting around that takes you out of the world, and I also like that there's plenty of reasons to revisit old areas in the game, even if it's just briefly. Despite popular belief, the game actually isn't dead either, and you'll actually find yourself encountering more players in the world of BDO than World of Warcraft, for example. Obviously, that isn't because BDO has more players, it's simply because there's one big server for each region, and the game doesn't phase players out or anything. As a new player, I think the feeling of progression you get in Black Desert is absolutely amazing for the first few hundred hours or so. You feel like everything you're doing is working towards the progression of your character. For instance, questing rewards you with points that you can invest into your worker empire to earn more passive money. You can then hire workers and level them up, getting different skills which makes them have different strengths and weaknesses. Eating food increases your HP. Killing mobs gives you money, skill experience to unlock new skills, as well as combat experience that contributes to your overall level. running around increases your stamina, exploring and talking to NPCs gives you energy points which have multiple uses, making and leveling alt characters gives you more daily pay, joining and progressing with a guild earns you both money and guild perks. There's just a lot of stuff overall to work on initially as a new player in Black Desert, and I think this is the stuff that gets people really addicted to the game. On top of all of this, the game has an in-game ranking menu that allows you to see where you stand against other players in many different categories. All of this being said though, you will reach a point with progression where everything just seems to grind to a halt. This happens with gearing up at about 530 gear score combined, contribution points at about 320, combat level at 61, energy at 400, and most life skills once you hit master level. Past that, it's still possible to progress, however it takes much longer than before. Black Desert players refer to this as being at a soft cap. It's no secret that Black Desert's combat system is considered by many as the best in the MMORPG market. It's smooth, fast-paced, fluid, and you just kind of naturally learn how to play your class whilst grinding due to the way the controls force muscle memory. Whilst action combat may not be for everyone, it's interesting how Black Desert keeps trying to push its combat further and further. At level 56, for example, every class in the game gains access to a new set of abilities and a secondary weapon that's vastly superior to the abilities you use prior to this. Another update that's coming to the game soon will allow you to combine two fairly weak pre-awakened abilities to get one super powerful ability. Eventually, once you dig a little deeper into the combat and start to dabble in the PvP, you'll learn that each ability has different states to them that dictate how you should use them in any given situation. Some abilities, for example, have something called super armor on them. Whenever you use an ability with super armor, you're immune to all forms of crowd control for the duration of that ability, except for grabs. Other abilities have forward guard on them, which means you're only protected from the front. So if, for instance, someone was to stun you from the back whilst you're using a forward guard ability, you'd get stunned. For the most part, Black Desert PvP is like a game of chess. You need to know what abilities to use given the situation. There's no set rotation that you can just point to and use to win no matter what. Despite the fact I personally consider Black Desert to be a PvP MMO, there's many people who play the game purely for life skills, creating the ultimate worker empire and making as much money as possible. After diving into this aspect of the game, I've personally found it really enjoyable mathing out what's the best worker to use on a certain in any given situation. Further, at level 50 system is considered by many as the best life skills once you hit master level. Past that, it's still possible to progress, however it takes much longer than before. Black Desert players refer to this as being at a soft cap. It's no secret that Black Desert's combat system is considered by many as the best in the MMORPG market. It's smooth, fast-paced, fluid, and you just kind of naturally learn how to play your class whilst grinding due to the way the controls force muscle memory. Whilst action combat may not be for everyone, it's interesting how Black Desert keeps trying to push its combat further and further. At level 56, for example, every class in the game gains access to a new set of abilities and a secondary weapon that's vastly superior to the abilities you use prior to this. Another update that's coming to the game soon will allow you to combine two fairly weak pre-awakened abilities to get one super powerful ability. Eventually, once you dig a little deeper into the combat and start to dabble in the PvP, you'll learn that each ability has different states to them that dictate how you should use them in any given situation. Some abilities, for example, have something called super armor on them. Whenever you use an ability with super armor, you're immune to all forms of crowd control for the duration of that ability, except for grabs. Other abilities have forward guard on them, which means you're only protected from the front. So if, for instance, someone was to stun you from the back whilst you're using a forward guard ability, you'd get stunned. For the most part, Black Desert PvP is like a game of chess. You need to know what abilities to use given the situation. There's no set rotation that you can just point to and use to win no matter what. Despite the fact I personally consider Black Desert to be a PvP MMO, there's many people who play the game purely for life skills, creating the ultimate worker empire and making as much money as possible. After diving into this aspect of the game, I've personally found it really enjoyable mathing out what's the best worker to use on a certain node, figuring out what elixirs are the most profitable to make and sell, calculating the best Imperial trade crates to make, as well as how I can further optimize my contribution points for passive income. All of this is quite enjoyable content if you fully understand the game. However, from the point of view of a new player, all of this is confusing as hell. Despite this, I think anything with depth is always going to be somewhat confusing initially anyway, which is why I think the life skills and worker empire side to Black Desert is one of the game's strongest aspects. As a new player, something you'll enjoy about Black Desert is the game's attention to detail. For example, after it rains, your character's clothes appear wet. If you play on high graphics and kill mobs, their blood will appear on your clothes. When you send your workers to gather resources for you, they actually appear in the world. Blade wielding classes can cut the wheat around farms, you can lean against walls, you can sit on ledges, you need to remember to park your horse in a safe location because it doesn't just disappear when you dismount it, and some NPCs will allow you to borrow musical instruments. There's many more little things like this that you'll discover on your adventure, but it'd take a while to list all of them. My point is, all these little pieces of attention to detail all add up and help create a more immersive world that you feel more connected to than other MMORPGs. The main thing that's honestly kept me playing Black Desert for over a year now is the PvP endgame. This is the reason why you gear up in Black Desert. Unlike other MMORPGs, there is no PvE endgame in BDO. Instead of joining a guild and coming online to do raids like in World of Warcraft 2 to 3 times per week, in BDO you join a guild and come online to do node wars or castle sieges 2 to 3 times per week. The reason I find the PvP endgame so compelling in Black Desert has a lot to do with the interactions between all of the different guilds. It's cool to see the drama that unfolds after two rival guilds or even alliances battle it out. It's interesting to see which guilds will rise and fall, as well as all of the memes that are made around the siege and node war scene.
Just get into our base. Into our base and just let them come. They're just dying one by one. Shield School is just wipe them all up.
As someone that's been a part of a few top guilds in Black Desert for the best part of a year now, I mostly enjoy the game when a big fight happens that ends in an unexpected result. Every Saturday after Castle Sieges end, there's also a podcast on Twitch in which all of the guild leaders of the participating guilds get together and discuss what happened. Needless to say, it gets pretty damn heated. There's a lot of salt, backstabbing and flaming, which as a participant in these battles is absolute gold to watch and be a part of.
Let me ask you, Malaka Coca, one last thing.
Yeah.
If we didn't give you the castle 2 weeks ago, when have you ever won a castle on your own power?
The PvP endgame itself has a few different layers to it, each with different requirements for entry. Tier 1 node wars are the lowest level of Black Desert's PvP endgame, however are arguably the most fun due to so many guilds that show up to fight. Guilds that participate in Tier 1 wars typically ask for around 440 gear score combined onwards, which really doesn't take that long to achieve. Tier 2 node wars are the next step up from Tier 1s as they reward more money to the guild that wins. The requirements, however, are a bit higher than Tier 1s, and usually require you to have a gear score of 460 onwards as well as level 60. Tier 3 node wars offer even more money than Tier 2s, however are the least competitive form of node wars due to there not being enough strong guilds to really compete for them. The average requirements to join a guild that goes for Tier 3s is 500 gear score onwards and level 60. Every Saturday in Black Desert, instead of node wars, guilds have the choice to do conquest wars, which are essentially a much larger scale node war that sometimes involve attacking a castle depending on the region that you decide to attack. Currently there's 3 castle regions in Black Desert that reward the guilds that own them with a hell of a lot of silver. I'm currently in one of these guilds and the average payout per person per week is about 300 million silver. I think the guild as a whole get between 35 and 40 billion a week, which is certainly a good incentive for guilds to fight over castle regions. From a personal standpoint, my most memorable Black Desert experiences come from participating in Castle Siege. My all-time favourite siege was when I was in a guild called Addicted. We defended Valencia Castle for 4 hours against 6 attacking guilds. By the end of the fight, I had 255 kills to 22 deaths. Another memorable battle was when I was in a guild called Leviathan, and we managed to take out 2 really strong guilds in a 1 vs 2 scenario to defend the castle.
No one dies, everything up on main building. Kill it, for fuck's sake. On main building, everything you have.
Okay, plus should be up then.
Respawn at base, respawn at base, respawn at base. Everything back to base, back to base, come on!
It was great fun, and I got a special temporary title for getting over 100 kills in that fight too. I guess if Black Desert was to die tomorrow, I'm glad I've at least made some good memories in the game. Aside from the node wars and sieges, guilds are able to declare war on each other in Black Desert. When you kill a member of an enemy guild in the open world, it contributes to your war score against that guild, and your guildies get a little pop-up letting them know that you've either killed someone or gotten killed. There is no reward for beating another guild on war score other than EPEN, but it's a fun thing to have in the game regardless, and is usually how a lot of guild rivalries are formed. Despite the PvP endgame being the main thing that keeps me playing BDO, there's a lot of issues and things that need to be improved with it that I'll be talking about in part 2 of this video. For those of you that haven't played Black Desert for a while, there's been quite a few new updates made to the game since I initially started playing it again at the start of 2017. Since 2017, Black Desert has expanded to the following regions: South America, Southeast Asia, Middle East, and North Africa. These regions have their own publishers and are each at different stages of content releases. This is good news for those of you that always complain about the region lock. The knowledge system got an overhaul, so you no longer need to reset your knowledge on mobs to get a higher rank. On top of this, node level actually impacts drop rate as well as your overall knowledge points. The game had 3 new expansions: Margoria Part 1, which added more ocean content to the game, and Camasylvia Part 1 and 2, which added a larger new area of the world, new grind spots, new boss gear, boss summon scrolls, and nodes. Tier 9 horses were added to the game. There's currently 2 types, the Pegasus and the Unicorn. The Pegasus can glide from atop mountains, and the Unicorn provides PvP buffs. They added a giant sea monster called Vel to the game, which spawns every Sunday. The boss itself is a bit of a shitfest, but sailing out with a group of friends is kind of fun, I guess. An instance PvP dueling arena called the Battle Arena was added. This can be accessed from anywhere in the world via a menu. A guild arena with custom rule sets was added. To get access to this arena, your guild master needs to rent it. As of making this video, 3 new classes have been added to the game since the start of 2017. The Dark Knight, the Striker, and the Mystic, with another new class on the way within the next few months. 2 new Ogre bosses were added to the game, which only spawn on Saturday. They added accessory rewards for reaching level 61 and 62. They dramatically reduced the time it takes to get to level 60, and made all abilities unlockable at level 60 instead of 61 or 62. The hidden stats on weapons, armor, and accessories are now fully displayed, so players can make better decisions on what gear to aim for. Something called Marnie Stones were added. It's basically an item that you can buy with silver and turn into combat XP after you've killed a certain amount of mobs. There's been a few changes to the marketplace. Most noticeable is that the pre-order value on items is now displayed, and you can also set favorite items to make browsing faster. A new instanced game mode called the Savage Rift was added. It's basically a PvE tower defense mode where you shoot mobs with a musket and build structures to defend your tower. A militia system was added to castle sieges as a way to get players from smaller guilds to still participate in conquest wars as either an attacker or defender. Siege axes were added to the game to allow players to kill each other's forts quicker. Villa buffs got reworked so it's less tedious to get the buffs you need. A new PvE game mode called Altar Training was added. It's basically a timed wave defense mode that has a few different difficulty options. There's a few new guild bosses that were added to both Valencia and Camasylvia. And finally, a lot of new catch-up gear was added to the game that's very easy to obtain for new players, such as Azula accessories, General's accessories, Granite accessories, and Black Spirit weapons and armor. As a new player, you can basically get the gear needed to move on to higher level grind spots without even touching the enhancement system at this point.
Oh fuck. 1 sec. Yo, what's up? I am Lycia, co-leader of Blacker. I don't actually do much though. Hi.
I'm Sasha Odunes. GM of Black Rose.
Solid Dog, Black Rose officer.
Itase, I'm a Black Rose officer.
I'm Jamal. I technically an officer, but I just meme all day. From Cho Nation.
I'm Weiss. I'm the Lyra Lay of Cho Nation.
Turn your mic up.
Fables representing Dead Serious. Take 2.
I'm Jono. I'm from Dead Serious. I just came back into the game 3 weeks ago. It's my 3-month break.
I'm Rin from Equal, GM.
Penguin of Doom, FML shot caller.
Proto, GM, FML.
Hey, I'm Kumbeku, or Hikai, whichever people know me for. I am Officer GC.
Come on, Lakari, let's go.
I will die, Matt.
Oh, this is Lakari.
Go what? What's going on?
Introduce yourself.
I mean, you guys should know who I am. Why the fuck do I have to say shit?
Who the fuck are you?
Who are you? Never heard of you, man. Some unknown
Netflix
guy.
next.
I am Budani, GM of Vertex.
Hey, I'm Gia, part of Villain's leadership.
I'm Lear, part of Villain's leadership.
Alright guys, so the first topic of today, I'm kind of curious what's happening on Mid-Eye on your server, because I see that Vision is sitting there and no one is really is contesting with them, so what the fuck?
Vision has it.
I'll speak first on this. I think I got a pretty good idea.
Yes.
So with the same thing, this goes to Valencia as well. They're kind of in the same boat. Both guilds that hold those territories are both 100-man guilds that are very strong. And right now, with those two guilds being probably the most two powerful in the server, holding the two hardest castles to take, it's a huge undertaking to bring people to want to siege that territory to take it. So for the rest of the guilds in the server that are already have their hands full fighting over the other 3 territories, to have to go out and make friends with your enemies, to bring enough manpower, which is never really fun to zerg people, but to bring enough manpower to zerg those 2 territories and take them out, and then fight amongst each other to see who actually gets to have it. It's I don't know, it's a big pain in the dick. Nobody wants to deal with it because nobody wants to spend forever politicking to bring 300 plus people to take these territories in what's going to be a 4-hour leggy slogfest. So, I mean, it's just shitty game mechanics, man. It's not really anyone's faults here.
I would say that there is someone at fault. Back before the little servers came, there was a guild that did own it. It was named Gravity. And they're just a little man guild who this other little man guild, also backstabbing guild, Man Up, would betray later on in the hierarchy, the story, if you will. And they betrayed Support, one of the best guilds in the game. And that's why no one goes there, because it's a haunted past.
Nice name.
It's not a meme.
Do you want a tissue or something?
Oh, that's very funny.
Well,
that's very funny.
Really
Who said
well
that?
said. You really conveyed. Like,
Who said that?
general
Yeah,
which guild said that? Which guild said that?
Who said that?
Fess up.
Cho Nation. Yo,
Cho Nation didn't say that. You little weebs wouldn't fucking say shit like that.
To be clear, Cho Nation does not watch anime. We are not weebs.
Hey, so it was a good siege today, guys. Very good fight in Serendia. So what happened? Who was versus who?
So wait,
Valencia.
So as far as I understand, like Mid-Eye is not contested and Man Up is not contested either. So, like, what do you look like? How do you look at that? Why the fuck is no one fighting?
I already said
know,
it,
man.
Why would you?
It's a risk.
Yeah, why would you want to have to go out and find like 3 or 4 other guilds to want to drop on a Saturday, try to zerg out that guild in what's going to be an unenjoyable PvP, and then when you take it, I guess, I don't know, you took it, you kicked them out, like, big whoop. I mean, people play for the fights, right? And it's not going to be a fun fight kicking them out.
Well, not to mention.
Yeah, but I mean, is
all the
Manap
allies.
actually fine, like, sitting like every Saturday without a fight?
I think castles kill guilds, ultimately.
Right? Like, if you stay in a castle too long, which is why we casted off BDO this week, it gets boring. It's like, well, yeah, you just don't have anything to do. Like, one fight a week.
Or actually, like, one other thing on that topic, I remember I was listening to something Lakari said probably like a couple months ago about Sky Strike. And it actually even happened to Hostile, Remo, that fuckboy. Like when he ended up getting a castle and he shouldn't have gotten one, and your guild just grows a little bit too fast, and then expectations become a standard, and then you can't really go backwards, and you end up just imploding because of it. It's just a dangerous road to go down, and that's why I think that if you stay at a certain size or you know what your limitations are, where you want to be as a guild, it's really important to stick to that, because if you just implode and grow to a huge size and then start doing things that you didn't found your guild on, then bad shit happens.
Yeah, but do you guys like really get actual PvP and open world and all that? Because if you're not, and like in EU, we practically only PvP on sieges and node wars, and if guild is sitting on a castle all the time, they don't get to PvP at all. So I'm kind of curious, how do you run a guild like that?
I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys do it in EU, but a lot of siege guilds here will have alt guilds they go into during the week to do node wars. But even then, the T3 node war scene is pretty shit. You've got maybe 3 or 4 guilds capable of doing T3s, and then the rest of the guilds in the game are either in castles or they're doing T2 or T1 nodes. Because T3s are very dangerous to go on if you're a smaller guild, because you're going to be going up against the 2 or 3 siege guilds who didn't get a castle that week. So you're talking to the wrong group of people for open world stuff. A lot of the people here hold castles or have been in castles, and they don't get the node war and open world PvP a lot, because half of them are fucking processing. Because we all know what the end game of BDO is, it's processing. So,
yo, can I bring in a representative from my guild?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Shut the fuck up. Can I bring in a representative, please?
Yeah, bring in someone more civil.
All right. I mean, I think I'm being pretty civil right now.
Are you gonna bring Torment in?
Thank you.
You should get Jim Blue.
Welcome everyone to another podcast. Let's start with introductions as per usual, and let's go top down. Addicted.
Addicted is good.
Get Jim Blue.
Don't bring Laralay, man. He's way too like calm and shit.
Some unknown guy.
Next.
I am Budani, GM of Vertex.
Hey, I'm Gia, part of Villain's leadership.
I'm Lear, part of Villain's leadership.
Alright guys, so the first topic of today, I'm kind of curious what's happening
in history did people attack?
Was that a mathematical question?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
you mean
why this is the point. We're not super good, we're nothing. Why are we going to castles with 45 people and Misanthropolis with 50 something and other guilds with 60, 70 people say, we didn't have that much of an attendance today, so we switched to Balenos or Serendia with 60 people? That's the question. Why don't you go with two? Why don't you go with 2 guilds to Calphion? You are the guys that the most should go there.
Well, you went to Medaya because that's where you put your fort.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's asking why large guilds with high attendance, so 60 plus players, why they're going for territories like Serendia and Balanos as opposed to going for a castle zone. That's what he's asking.
Each game, that's why.
The thing is that you have to understand, some guilds know their limits, so they can go for a castle and they can either go for Serendia. Like right now, Balanos and Serendia are considered for the low tier guilds, and Medaya and the castle sieges are for the top tier guilds. That's how some guilds see them.
It's not that, Malaka. It's all about the money. Come on. It's all about the money. Money.
So we all prefer 4v1ing one guild, then one other guild, then one other guild until there's just 3 of us, and then we fight it out among ourselves. Compared to maybe just random names, Millennium, Chaos, and I don't know, Resilience. You decide on Monday, okay, we're going as 3 people to go Great Addicted. It's a question. Why not?
We have done that before, man. Like we went to enemy.
It was random. It was random names. I'm not accusing anyone.
I know. I'm just saying why. I mean, I'm answering your question here. Like, we went with Sephora against enemy at the castle territory. No, there was a lot of back and forth until the respawn timers increased. Then enemy just easily took down Sephora and then took us down. So as someone earlier said here, we know our limits, you know. And going in with some allied guild, it's not very fun sometimes. So we kind of bounce back and forth. We go Serendia, we go Balanos, we go Medaya, we go Calphion. Like, it depends a lot on the lead, you know. And I just want our guys to have as fun as
Oh my god, just say it. You're looking for easy money. Say it.
What easy money, man?
For easy money. Say it.
Don't you know that 2 tier 3s give us much?
The fuck do you mean easy money? Serendia and Balanos give no fucking money. You better get tier 3 nodes and kill them.
That's what I'm saying. Tier 3 nodes, 2 tier 3 nodes, they give as much as Balanos or Serendia. It's not about the money, man. It's about good quality PvP. You fight people around your gear score. You fight people around. Sometimes you even fight people around your numbers. Like today, last time we got attacked by 3+ guilds, 4 guilds. We're not salty about that. It's good PvP for us. We enjoyed it. But if we go to, let's say, if we went to Addicted, they would just stomp us, and then what? I mean, it would be fun for them, but not fun for us. So we know our limits. That's pretty much it. Like, it's only damn reason we go Balanos and Serendia at times.
So you prefer basically being gang raped than consensual?
That's what I'm saying.
I think the biggest issue is not with the guilds that actually participate. It's the guilds that like go 1 out of 3 weeks, like randomly. I am very disappointed about Vikings not coming today.
Ember.
Ember, whatever. Like Ember, Vikings, like 2 of the biggest, like the strongest guild, because Vikings after the merge, they have some good players. They have definitely the numbers. And Ember, like not participating, it's just fucking bad for this.
Yeah, but Vikings, all raid leads from Vikings are drinking today, so they decided to not siege.
Yeah, but the fuck that is the worst fucking excuse ever. Like they prefer not.
You can
3
tell
people not
school.
fighting and 80 people not having fun because 3 people are partying. Like that's retarded.
Yeah, but if you got no raid lead running around like a headless chicken, doesn't make sense.
Just make a raid lead soundboard. That's all you need.
Did you see Freyr leading? Is not much different.
Did you just suggest a raid leading soundboard?
Yeah, I'll make you a raid leading soundboard. I'll give you all the popular commands. You know, like attack, don't attack,
jumping.
Can we just click the buttons? You know, that'll be great.
That's it. Attack and don't attack. That's all you need. Those 2 things.
I don't think sieges are meant to be played in 1v1 scenarios all the time. They're meant to be played with 5 guilds in each territory. That's the point of sieges. You gank on a fucking castle. Where in history did people attack castle with, okay, we're gonna bring the same amount of people as you guys? What the fuck is that? I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there, destroy your castle, kill you, rape your woman. That's the point of siege.
Nice.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Rape our women.
It's only a game, bro.
Stay
away from my girlfriend.
Spare the children, for fuck's sake.
I don't know what's up. Yeah, I don't know what's up with it. Like I remember the first weeks of Siege, every territory had like 5+ kills, and no one was really just doing too many mental fucking trips. Oh, I shouldn't go there because I want 1v1s. I want to prove that my guild is good 1v1. Like just fucking go there and play your game. And it's just sad to see like overall 20 guilds in Serendia Balinos and 4 guilds in
Are you gonna repeat yourself for like 20 minutes?
I am. I'm gonna repeat everything.
Shut the fuck up so someone else can talk. Jesus.
Someone else has to make up for Jules, right?
Yeah, I am trying to fill in like bad swords that talk a lot, right?
And so are you, so I about shut the fuck up.
Wow.
We're ready to talk about Siege.
Okay, I disbanded your guild. I'm sorry about it. Don't need to be mad about
Disbanded
it.
the guild, that's why it's still here and we're still PvPing.
Dude, if you don't want to be here, why the fuck are you here, man? If
No, but he's right. He's right. He's right. He's right. He's right.
If old school keeps talking about the fucking history, like
Yeah,
you
he's
get
right,
the
he's
Bible,
right.
like go
Yeah,
back
let's
to
move on.
fucking 200 AD.
You're right.
Just
You're
carry
right,
on
just
with the
move on.
siege. Don't give a fuck about your life
Yeah, you're
story.
taking up as much time as I am. Like, just move
Oh
on.
yeah, shut the fuck up then so we can carry on.
Finally, we have Salty on podcast. Wait.
I think you fucking started that already, though.
Yeah, I started that. I'm here for that, you know, for Salty because it's getting boring.
Yeah, Archie. Nice 1v1 by the way today, bro.
You're welcome.
Hey, weren't we talking about how the smaller guilds should group up against the
Right.
bigger guilds?
Can we get back to our history lesson, please?
Yeah, I was actually really interested.
Please continue on, guys. Lux,
You like the raping part, be honest.
A little bit.
Wow, okay. So let's get to Calphion then, since, you know, this is actually a hot topic as well. Enemy, you should start because, well, you're the only one here from the Calphion.
I guess we'll start then, yeah. It's a sovereign. Cheeky here. bastard. Well, we already knew that it was pretty obvious it was going to be sovereign contesting us this week, since Octobeast said last week that they would come back. And after what happened last week, it was only pretty much like the obvious thing that would happen.
And taking us out in less than 5 minutes. So yeah, with the new respawn timers being 1 minute from the start, they only needed 3 wipes on us, and then they managed to axe down our base. So yeah, fun
You
stuff.
want to tell us anything about this wonderful change with the respawn timers?
Oh yeah, it's great. It definitely does not fuck up the entire siege scene. I don't know, like, or make sure it's like unstoppable at this point.
Maybe we
It's
should get
just-
more numbers to that.
Okay. No, but yeah, it's a horrible change. I don't like it at all. Like when you have like, let's say that this was like a week ago and we since would have pushed our base. If we had those 5-second respawn timers, no matter how many people they were, like, you know, if they were 70, like 100, they wouldn't have killed us in 5 minutes because people would have respawned and like the siege would have go on, let's say, like maybe at least 30 minutes longer. But this is just retarded at this point. With the axes and everything, when you get like one clean wipe on a guild, you can destroy everything in their base and get their base down to like 50% or whatever. Maybe even kill it if you have enough people. So yeah, that's my rant.
Alright, so I guess Resilience took you out. Ots, you went to pick up Calphion from here.
Well, hello. There is not much to say. We were at Leviathan's base. They were right outside our base. Like, our bases had one road in between. We were very, very next to each other. That's about it, Malaka. We just went to their base. Chaos and Ragnarok was Blitzkrieg's base, and we took out Leviathan while watching the other two guilds killing Blitzkrieg, and then we continued to Ragnarok. No, actually, we went to kill the gates, and then to Ragnarok.
I guess everyone is wondering how you guys ended up on Calphion and why.
Well, I was about to say that when we talk about Valencia, but might as well now, so I can enjoy my night after. It's pretty quite simple. When we were fighting, we had a base in Valencia. We had it till like Saturday morning around 12, and then after Saturday morning we started watching many guilds building, and we knew from Monday that Sovereign was giving nodes to guilds like Venatoris. We
So
saw a
pretty much when you
screenshot.
saw the guilds building, you pussied out because you're scared.
I'm sorry, what?
You were scared of all the guilds.
Yes, we were very scared, and we saw all the guilds being gifted some nodes. We saw that they were coming there to have some fun, but we just didn't want to be part of that, meaning we were happy that Sovereign made that turn. It's really good that they come and see things through our own perspective. Bravo to Sovereign for opening up a map that they had for 1 year straight without contesting it. And it's good that they brought so many guilds that apparently they had some fun, right? So it's pretty good. Welcome aboard, and I'm glad you enjoyed your seats. But,
did you just compare us to you guys?
No, I just said that you took our philosophy.
Is there any
and
guild in this fucking game that you've worked with and not backstab? Is there one? Name one.
Like, do you see the difference? Like, we go there and we free up the region, but then we let the other guilds have a good fight. You take them out afterwards, and then you have the castle for yourself. Every time.
You were in Sovereign like a few weeks ago.
What do you mean?
You were in Spicy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you come as a Sovereign representative. Should I answer you as a Sovereign representative?
I'm a representative of the, what can we call it? The Sovereign Airlines, like the mission.
Listen, Sovereign airline guy, we went to Valencia and we opened up a whole map for 2 weeks in a row that Chaos, Ragnarok and other guilds went and had fun and more. If you saw the last sieges of the past month, you should know with your airline, since you have a pretty high view from up there, from your whatever pony you are riding. We opened up the whole Calphion for 2 weeks and we were happy to continue. But since you invited so many guilds in Valencia, we wanted them to have fun in Valencia. There is no reason into coming with 100-man guild to zerg down a tier 1 guild that you invited.
You open up Calphion and then go zerg them down again. Like, why don't you?
I'm sorry, my friend.
Valencia, then?
You can't dictate to us. You can't dictate to us. First of all, when you bring so many guilds, you can't call anyone else a pussy. But
you bring the same amount each time. Like, you bring 6 to 1 and we bring 12 to... And we expected you to bring a lot of people. But you pushed it out with the whole alliance.
Ramalaka, what whole alliance? You are bringing so many guilds. You are acting like their friend, which you are apparently not. Yes,
run away.
and before that...
Dude, you ran away to snipe fucking Calcium because all you care about is the castle.
Malaka Skittles, you are talking. With Venari, the hoof guild. You are talking. You both guys are talking. You have a dog, right, licking your small ball sack 24/7 and you are talking.
How can they have an alliance and you leave your alliance?
I am happy that you
and
brought so many kills. You did a good job. Bravo for that. Really good job. I am glad that you brought so many kills to enjoy the game that they never did, because this is the end game and they have never done it. Good job for that. What do you want me to build a base just so you can laugh? Fuck off, Malaka. I'm not gonna do that.
Do you remember when we were alone though? Yo, so you remember when we were alone in the castle without version?
Yes.
Yeah, you wanted and expected and begged us for that 1v1. What happened with that?
Did he beg you for a 1v1?
Yeah, you asked and mocked us and tried to, yeah, why don't you come versus one? And then when you were outside...
At the end. It was not our choice to, like, Venari did their own thing. We didn't tell Venari to come in.
I'm sure of it, I'm sure of it.
You can believe your own thing.
Yeah. That's good.
You can sit there and believe what you want, but in reality you're wrong.
Yeah, likewise to you, sir. You can sit there and believe what you want. This is the first time in how long you're actually PvPing?
PvPing?
Like why do you always call people out about PvPing? Like you call us out and sitting in castles, and then you lose in 10 minutes against us and load wars and sit in a safe zone.
Yeah, but believe it.
Okay, I'm actually sorry about that, because me as a shot caller wasn't there because I was summoning.
Oh, so because you don't really the main shot caller, because you don't take the main shot caller, you leave the node war after 10 minutes. Alright, man.
Remalaka Skittles, what is your purpose here? Why are
to
you
speak on the podcast? To speak on the podcast, are we not allowed to speak on the fucking podcast or what?
All you say is that, we warn you at the safe zone. Can you do anything else besides camping a safe zone or bosses with a 5v1 on gifting? I mean, let's talk about seeds. We said about seeds that good job Skittles and good job whatever gave airline, whatever. Good job to you for doing that. I'm glad you did that, and bravo to Sovereign for opening up a map.
How are you glad?
But in the end, let's see the result, my friend Cartofelino Skittles. The result is that you invited so many tier 1 guilds, and Venari got it again. Your master dog got the guild, got the map again for a second time in a row. What a coincidence! We asked Venatoris to come, we asked Jets to come, we asked Easy Street to come, and what a surprise!
Slow down. We're not bothered. We're not bothered because Venari got the Venari got the
you're not
castle.
bothered, and
We're not bothered.
That's good. But
listen,
but you seem really bothered.
You can ask every. You can
go there. Why didn't you go there to prevent Venari to get the castle?
Guys, one by one, we will start muting.
Why didn't you go there to prevent Venari to get the castle? Why did you push out and go to Calfion?
We are here, Venatori, to talk about Calfen. We're not here about your results.
Yes, I just asked you, friend. Why did you push out and instead of preventing Venari to get the castle, why did you push out and went to Calfion? Why did you do that?
Why are we obliged to be in Valencia?
I think it's the same reasoning. Some wine.
Wait. Why should we be in Valencia? Are you Guildmaster of Resilience, Venatori guy?
Was it your plan to hold it?
Yeah. Are you Guildmaster of Resilience?
I told you, this is our
No, that's why I'm asking, because I'm making your question.
This is our crusade, by the way.
You are not making any crusade, you are just fooling smaller guilds.
That's what your alliance said. That's what your alliance said. This is our crusade and we won't stop.
You are not making any crusade. Fly high, whatever motto.
Can you listen? I said that's what your alliance said.
Crusade, man. You
that's what you said. I didn't say that.
And you are feeding your main dog.
Can you open your ears, you fucking mongoloid?
Remalaka mongoloid. You are fooling 200 people to believe that they participate in something, and then in the end, Venari gets it by accident.
Okay, everyone in the alliance had fun.
We're participating for the meme.
Listen, we told the people they can do whatever they want. They can L up, they can 7, 10 versus 1 Venari, it doesn't matter. It was their choice how they did it. Everyone in that siege was happy with how it went out at the end. So why do you cry? If you want Venari to sit in the castle, then come.
No one is crying. We joined by our own will.
You're screaming.
You are crying.
By our own. No, my mic is pretty loud.
I'm really happy that you actually chose to give the community a fight instead of taking the money for once. Bravo.
we started the conversation here, Skitelino, and we said good job to Venari to Sovereign for doing that. We said bravo from the very first get-go of the podcast.
Yeah,
you are here to create salt. We are here to say congratulations to you for opening up a map.
Yeah, thanks. I know, thanks for doing what you promised and you never did before. Yeah, thanks.
We have no problem. Good job. Keep doing what you're doing. But by any accident, to all the smaller guilds that came there to help, we're just letting them know that they should think the bigger picture. And bigger picture right here is Venari gets there by accident for a second week, Valencia Castle.
Also, wasn't it your plan to keep Valencia with the alliance?
No, the plan was to actually keep more guilds doing sieges.
Hidon, if you were in a map with 13, 14 castles, would you go there?
I've done that before, but that's beside the point, right?
Where have you done that before? In this game?
I've sieged every single siege for 2 years.
Yeah, but when there are so many bases, would you have gone there?
I mean, if the plan of my alliance was to keep Sovereign from getting
well, the first
Valencia.
siege after server merge in Valencia was about 15 forts, if I remember.
When did we say that keeping Sovereign out of a castle was the main issue? We wanted to free up maps. Don't you consider 12 castles built in Valencia was actually freeing up maps?
That's what we did, though.
Do you think you freed up the map? Like, all you did was moving the problem elsewhere.
Yeah, you didn't free up anything.
So
with you moving out Sovereign,
all you did today was
you moving out. With you moving out Sovereign out of Valencia, you allowed enemy to get 2 regions. Spicy got uncontested for 5 weeks.
We allowed it.
Yes.
Yes, you allowed it. But
Yeah.
Spicy
got uncontested for 5 weeks.
That all the maps, all the
let me
territories,
speak. Come on, I'm not.
all the conquest maps is our problem?
No, it's definitely not. But with your action, this is what happened. That you didn't save the siege scene. Like a 20-man guild also got Balenos. Spicy got uncontested for 5 weeks, and Calvin got sniped by enemy. Like, this is what happened after you freed them up.
So Hedon, would you say for the past year when like Sovereign was sitting in the castle just getting payout, would this have happened if we didn't go somewhere? Would this have happened that Sovereign actually invited guilds to Valencia? Do you think so?
maybe you shouldn't plan to rotate the
Really?
castle with your
Okay,
fucking
yeah.
odds after
Okay,
you
but
take
I
the
wasn't
castle.
talking with you though. But Hedon, do you think any of these 12 guilds would have been in Castle Sieges at all?
Do you think these 12 guilds will go back to Castle Siege?
So do you think they would have been?
You made everyone of the Balinos Clown Fiesta Circus move to Carthian until one proper siege guild enemy showed up, and then they all got shit on. And that's for you saving the siege scene.
And then Resilience showed up.
That's
again today.
That's what you do. That's what you did.
That's your niche.
Jules,
Sovereign could actually have gone to Medaya, couldn't they? And GG, Sovereign would have
Who
been sitting in Medaya castle.
could have gone to Medaya? Who could have gone to Medaya?
Jules, are you accusing Jules, are you accusing any of us that we did something in Valencia and it was a bad thing for the server?
Well, it was like whatever for the server until.
Yeah, you did it for yourself? What do you mean? You did it for yourself? You took the castle yourself? You didn't free up anything.
What do you mean for yourself? We have way more castles in Calvia.
Venatoris, Riot guy, I don't think you see the bigger picture, but it's okay.
There is no
he's absolutely right.
What do you mean? You go there and you take the castle yourself, and you're claiming that you're freeing up whatsoever, but you're taking it yourself.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Absolutely right. Say
What do you
the two
mean?
guilds that got a free tier
What do
3
you
by
mean? If I'm not seeing the picture, explain it to me in a easier way for me to understand. Because you're not freeing up anything, Odds.
Okay, listen up, because right now you don't understand something. Both of you got a node and good job. You got a node by Sovereign. Good job to you, okay? Venatori guy, I don't even know you.
We celebrated it a lot. Man.
No,
Yeah, we had a huge.
When I answer right now, I'm talking to Venatori.
Have a break, Odds.
No, I'm not having a break. Jules, first of all, your turn
Can
will
you
come in
speak
a
one
bit.
by one, guys? Because
Your turn
people
will come
can't
in a
hear
bit,
anything.
Okay, Jules? Sit down in a corner and drink your whiskey, and your turn will come in a bit. First of all, Venatori guy.
We're going down that way already. We're going down that way already. I fucking love it. Come on.
That's the last stand. That's the last stand.
Let's
If you
start
don't
with Jules then. Veratory guy, take a piece in the bathroom and wait. Let's start with Jules. Okay. Right now, Jules got a tier 3 node, okay? First of all. 20 of Sovereign guys have subbed in his stream, second of all. He has all the reasons to go Valencia and
What?
good up to
What
him.
the fuck, man?
What
And
does
good
that
up to
matter?
him. Good up to him for doing it. He does his own thing. He's a professional streamer. He does everything that is good for his stream. Good job to him. But I'm not here to defend Jules or his streams or how many subs he gets from Sovereign. I'm saying here,
What the hell, man? What the hell?
Sovereign paid in subs.
Hey, the only
Yeah.
shout out I can do here is to Cryptid, because Cryptid is a subscriber of my stream for like 6 months now. But that he's the only.
It was a
I
long
guess
play, Jules.
He's the only. Maybe I did it so Cryptid gives me the 6 month.
okay, maybe you get the 7th month if you are a good boy and you keep helping, but it doesn't matter right now. What I came here to say is good job to Sovereign for what they did. I said that already, so we can either move with Calvin and get it over with because there is no point. I didn't come here to argue with a Venatori guy that I don't even know just because.
I don't even know you as well, but I'm still ready to argue.
What is
if
your
you
question
want.
then? What do you
But,
have to say?
No, I
You
already,
can make a question
I
and
already
get an
asked your question, and you keep number one, you keep interrupting like you do every single podcast to everyone. Number two, I asked you the question, and you're just circling around. Oh, first I'm gonna answer to the Venatoris guy. Wait a minute, Jules, and go drink.
I'm being interrupted
and,
at the
and then
same
you
time.
switch your mind
You can
and you
make
say
your
something
question
different.
again.
No, I'm not gonna make the question again because you're gonna keep running away. You're gonna keep not answering anything and jungling around with words and mumbling around, saying whatever you want, and everyone will forget the question. And you'll be the king of the show. So yeah, I'm not gonna be asking you the question 2-3 times if you
Okay,
don't
I'm not
wanna
gonna beg you to
answer.
ask a question. If you don't
Don't
wanna
answer. Just do your thing as usual, as I see in every single
If you
podcast.
don't wanna make a
Just do your
question,
thing.
just shut up.
Okay.
Yeah, do your mumbo jumbo, man.
Guys, I will ask because people in chat asked, Odds, what was your bigger picture then?
The bigger picture, you mean till last week?
Yes, no, till this week. But now you
Well,
know, so I don't know.
well, the bigger